soft.
Yeah, we're hanging.
Yeah.
We're chilling.
This is gonna be great. This is gonna be good. And if it's not, I don't care.
Peak
still be
entertainment.
great.
And if we're not, fuck it.
It'll be greater.
Exactly. I almost just asked if swearing was allowed, as though we're fucking 11 years old.
This is not PG-13, or this is not PG,
It's
because
PG-13.
and it sucks because it's like some of the things I'm like, oh, this could be good for LinkedIn, but then I have to put like a disclaimer, is like, by the way,
We talk about sex.
we talk about a lot of different things on here. Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. Okay, from the production assistant, we live.
Smash my water bottle on
Amazing. You're
the
wonderful.
table.
All right, so this isn't the start.
Okay.
So this is what I like to call just warming up.
So we're just chilling.
Yeah. So what I assume helps with the people that I talk to is just kind of like, you like slowly get into it. You just start kind of like,
You're making the moves on me right now. What's happening with this? Slowly get into it.
You just gotta. That's how I
make
lure them in. I'm like, yes,
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
and then they start talking. They're like,
Just seducing people across the podcast
it was
table.
hard to do in Discord and stuff when I was doing the podcast online.
It's hard to
like,
seduce people?
Yeah, because you go like that, it's not the same. But like
No.
the vibrations in
Oh
the
yeah,
room now.
no, it's
like,
the tensions there. We're building the energy. It's giving very Wattpad. It's giving very archive of our own, fanfiction.net.
Oh no!
Their eyes met across the podcast table.
But you know, I think about the concept of AU, like alternate, whatever. I think about that,
But not in a fanfiction concept.
So one of the ones I think about all the time is that if we were police cars, which police car, or if we had, like, if we were all police and we had police cars, what types of police cars we would be or have?
Those are very different questions.
Be or have.
One is we are anthropomorphizing
One is we're
ourselves as cars, and one is
other-
we drive cars. Because the second one is very like TikTok, like you're given a free house. Which house would you live in? And it's always ridiculous. It's always like a mega modern mansion or like a cottage. And I'm like, I don't know. And the other is if you were in universe with
Cars
Lightning
universe.
McQueen, what would you be? I don't know.
I know. I would be one of those like those Crown Vics, and it would be one of the like I think it'd be classic black and white, right? And then it had the little bumper in the front, and then so this AU goes another level deeper. I don't know why. I'm glad you brought this up. I don't know why, but I think if we had like a you know how you go like Super Saiyan, you know how there's like a super mode or like a hero mode, like a hero version, like an alternate,
sure,
right?
Yes.
If we're League of Legends,
I was gonna say your prestige,
yes,
in League of
the
Legends.
prestige edition. I would be an all black Crown Vic with the things, and Parker would be like Parker's in one of those big old fucking, you know, the big SUV types ones,
yeah, like a Tahoe.
Yeah. I think about this.
A SWAT vehicle is kind of bars.
Okay.
I don't know what I feel like. I'd be one of those.
About it.
I feel like I'd be one of those like sexy cop motorcycles.
Okay.
Yeah, like one of those. Not like the big fat ones, but like the sleek, very cyberpunk 2077. Yeah, like very modern, whatever. But I don't think I would want to actually be an anthropomorphized car.
You wouldn't want to be a motorcycle?
No, not really.
Are there any motorcycles and cars?
Probably. Guido, the pit crew thing, he's just like a forklift, so it's like
Do you think they're like lesser beings in that universe if you're not a car?
I feel like they already kind of addressed.
They have a class
I think
system?
they addressed second-class citizens in the furry movie in Zootopia, so they're all it's very like predators and prey and
that stuff was
I haven't seen that movie.
You haven't seen Zootopia?
I haven't seen a lot of
Oh, I've seen it and you haven't.
Because I don't care about new Pixar movies.
I don't care about anything.
I know
watch
that.
Disney.
Listen, I be watching old Disney movies and that is all
on repeat.
Literally, I'll just watch The Emperor's New Groove until I die. It's the best one. I'm not willing to argue about it. That's a fact. That is the best Disney movie.
Dang. Okay, well, you know what? I don't even think we need more ramp up. I think that's it.
We're in.
I think we're in.
The podcast has begun.
All right, we're gonna. Okay, so I do a little intro. Don't make fun of me. I do a little intro.
Why would I make fun of you?
I'm kidding.
Why would I make fun of you?
I do a little intro. Get ready, assistant. This is great. I love these rolling starts. All right. 3, 2, 1. Welcome everyone to the Earth to Mars podcast. Woo! Yay. Number 13, I think. Don't count me. I am here with my good friend Morgan.
Woo! That's me.
Samatura.
Thank you for doing
Not
it right.
Samatura. Samatura.
People be saying Samatura.
I almost fucked it up.
It's Samatura.
Samatura. And this is your first time here on the podcast.
This is my first time on the pod.
Second person ever here in the new room. What do you think of the new room? I need a compliment.
No, it's badass. I will. Words of affirmation.
Yeah.
No, it's awesome. I like the duotone lighting that we got going on in here. It's giving very Tron Legacy.
Okay.
Like, / pause.
Yeah, let's go. I love Daft Punk.
Yeah, absolutely.
Have you ever done a podcast before?
No. I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
You're not sure?
I don't.
I was talking to my production assistant. I was talking to my production assistant about this. I was saying that you're going to be like a duck to water with this.
I just like talking.
That's what I said.
She told me she outed you. She was like, yeah, he said she likes to ramble. So, and I was like, damn.
Rambling is the word I use, but
rambling / pause.
If I had to,
do you use tone indicators? Is that a thing for you at all?
Tone indicator?
Yeah, / pause. My sister put me on this shit. It's like when you're online and you're typing, people can't tell your tone, so you'll put like /positive or /negative, and so
that's
like,
the most ridiculous thing I've heard in my life.
That's very Gen Z, isn't it?
I get like putting an emoji so that people like know
is that
if you're
not the
joking
that's a tone
not.
indicator? You're indicating the tone.
That makes sense. Typing out /pause or /pause.
You don't type the whole thing. You just type /pause. Now I do it more ironically to do it verbally. Like if I say something that sounds shitty, I'll be like /pause. Like if I'll be like, listen, you are a hot mess. Positively.
Maybe I'm just getting old.
Yeah, I feel
Maybe I'm just getting old. Okay. First topic that I want to talk about. So I want to do a softball question, something really easy to get us going, right?
Absolutely not going to be a softball question. How do you file your taxes?
No. Why do you love Vegeta so much?
Oh my God. Okay. Wow. I didn't think this was on the registrar for today's topics. That's funny.
It's what I do.
It's like Nardwar. How the fuck do you know that?
So tell me what it's like being Mormon. No.
I mean,
we could. But Vegeta first.
Always. So what? I guess I got into Dragon Ball when I was like 12 because I had a boyfriend and he had Budokai Tenkaichi 3 on the PS2. No, might have been on the Wii. I don't remember. But it was Budokai Tenkaichi 3. That game bangs. And they all thought it was so cool. And I was like, oh, I'm going to be like a cool girlfriend. I'm going to like, because Dragon Ball Z Kai was airing on Nickelodeon. And so I was like, I'm going to be a cool girlfriend. I'm going to go watch Dragon Ball Z Kai and I'm going to like know all the characters and my boyfriend's going to think I'm so cool. And then I watched Kai and I was like, this is so much better than this boy that I'm dating. Like I liked the show so much
better than the guy.
I was like, I don't even like this guy like that. This bangs. But what I remember some hidden lore is I hated Vegeta when I first watched Kai. Hated. I felt like the switch for me happened precisely when it is written to happen because they're on Namek. He's like beating the shit out of Gohan, and I was like, fuck this guy. This guy sucks. Blah, 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 blah. I hate Vegeta. And then the part where he like is willing to jump in front and like push Gohan out of the way and protect him, I was like, damn, maybe he's not so bad. And then precisely when Bulma is like, damn, this dude's kind of hot. I was like, now wait a minute. Now wait a second. Like
they wrote this so well.
And I don't know, I didn't used to feel this way, but I feel like in a lot of ways I like Bulma as a character very deeply, and I feel like my personality is very similar. I don't know, I just like mean dudes in fiction also. I like the concept of a dude.
Shitty dudes, but then they have redeeming quality.
Yeah. Vegeta is a really extreme example. Vegeta's a really extreme example. I feel like the archetype that I play a lot of visual novels, and the one that does it is like he's mean and shitty, but he's not for you. Like he's nice when it's just when it's the two of you together. He like lets everything come down, and he's like romantic, but he's got some baggage maybe. Like I'm like,
if you ever watched Degrassi, that's Johnny.
So no, I did not watch Degrassi. I didn't have cable growing up, so I literally couldn't watch Degrassi. I watched one episode with Degrassi with you, and that was the first time I ever watched Degrassi.
Degrassi bangs. Anyway,
why do you like Degrassi? Tell us about it. Let's unpack it.
No, that's cool.
No.
It's just fun. It's just like teenage drama.
Teenage drama.
It's just silly. It's like, man.
They cover heavy stuff in Degrassi.
Like the first episode of this one, the like main kind of ish season is like this girl's talking to some dude online and they're like, let's meet up, haha. And it's a grown ass man in a hotel room with pizza.
Straight up grooming.
Chris Hansen. Yeah, that was like the first episode.
Shout out to all my kids on the internet getting groomed. It happens to the best of us.
Oh no.
Everyone gets past it.
I wonder, it has to be worse now.
Maybe? I don't know. I feel like a lot now I feel like when we were kids, parents were like, don't talk to strangers, which doesn't stop you from talking to strangers. Sure. Whereas I feel like now parents are like, please consider that these people, or like even on Tumblr, like when I was on Tumblr when I was 16 or 17, people would be like, if an adult man is talking to you, he does not love you. Like he's taking advantage of you. But like my parents didn't have conversations like that. Sure. They were just like, don't talk to strangers.
Right. So you think now that parents and people are more aware?
Yeah. They're more like, hey, we know this happens. It's not what you think. Like, it's not cool. Like, you think you're really cool because a grown man is talking to you, but you are a child. And
taking advantage of you.
Really serious topics really suddenly after. But I mean, Degrassi.
That's what we do.
Yeah, you know how it is.
That's interesting. And I just think about it because I think of stuff like TikTok.
No, 100. I think there's definitely, with the rise of social media, obviously.
More people online.
Well, there's more people online. There's more platforms. So the inherent, it's like if there's more cars on the road, the chances for an accident are always going to go up. If there's more platforms for
little kids
creepy,
to get
for creepy dudes to connect with children, then it's going to happen. But I also think that it's kind of like just saying don't talk to strangers is not going to stop kids from talking to strangers.
But explaining and
just being like, hey, you can talk to kids your age, like, because that, like, there are very healthy ways that like you could play like Xbox with somebody when you're 14 and like meet another 14-year-old and that person's not going to groom you. It's like the same thing could happen. You can make friends on platforms. Yeah, you know how it is. Halo. But it's like if someone's like trying to get intimate with you as a child, it's like even if they're also a child, it's like maybe
definitely
don't.
A no-no.
Yeah, just
Super
don't.
no-no.
Exactly. It's very talk to your children. They're not stupid. Just talk to them.
Cosplay for anti-grooming.
I am.
You love to see it. Do you think that was an issue or something that you saw when you were in the cosplay community growing up?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That, I don't want to be like, I was groomed, but like, I had adult dudes all up on me and I was like 13, 14, like, and they know and they don't care. It's like, but that's another thing is I feel like as cosplay gets more... Cosplay is very mainstream now. It wasn't. It was definitely like a mainstream-ish thing when I was a kid, but now it's like no one even like your mom, Joe Schmo knows what cosplay is.
Sure.
But I think that it's another thing of just like holding the people in the community that you're in accountable, and instead of pretending like it doesn't happen, be like, hey, fuck off.
Like point it out.
Yeah, absolutely. Like if you're at a con and you see a dude who is creepy, tell him to get the fuck out. Like, assert dominance in the space that you're in. Like, if you see somebody being, even if you don't know the dude, if you see like an adult man talking to people that are clearly kids, go help the kids.
Right.
Like,
see if everything's okay.
I've done that. I've straight up seen dudes, like group of dudes talking to like tiny 13, 14-year-old girls. And I'll be like, hey, how are you? Blah, 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 blah. Like, just go
do you know these kids?
Yeah. Like, I'm like, do you know these guys? Like, whatever.
Have a seat.
Like, yeah, exactly. I'm just...
Chris Hansen.
Shut it down.
Yeah, I see. Know. Okay, so you feel like, well, I mean, I would hope that like nowadays cosplayers or these types of communities are trying to kind of keep people in check and line. I saw there was like something going on here in Houston a couple months back of some person who was kind of like being weird, not to like young people, but just in general. And so there was like this whole big post and lots of like a whole thread about it. It
like
became
a call-out situation.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people stepping forward like, yeah, the actions this person took were against me or with me, or like you know, stuff that they did. So that's one example, at least from here, that I could say that someone was trying to hold someone accountable for their actions and get them to like, you know, see. And
you definitely can. I think different communities have different like takes on it. My roommate is into like brutal slamming Texas death metal.
Okay.
And he was at a show yesterday and there was like a guy who had like racial slurs and stuff in his Instagram bio and like was posting all this crazy shit and he got the fuck beat out of him because that's the take in that community. It's like you're not going to show up at a concert posting like swastikas on your Instagram and not get your ass beat. That's like they saw him. And like him and 3 of his friends like went up on this dude and they were like, you got to get the fuck out of here. And then a girl came up and punched the dude in the jaw. And then everyone just beat the shit out of him. And I'm like, good. I'll say it. Good.
Yeah, I mean, violence begets violence.
You're at a death metal show. They're moshing and shit. You know what you came for. You came to a space
death
for...
metal shows are not, maybe those people are nice.
I think they're nice. I'm just saying, if you come to a death metal show and you be posting swastikas, they were going to punch you anyways. You think they're not going to punch you for being a racist? Like, you came to mosh and like get beat up.
Yeah.
Like now that's not for me. I couldn't do that. I'm just saying, if you're in that space and you get your ass beat, why are you surprised?
I've been not in like a mosh, I guess like a mosh.
Oh, you went to emo night?
When I went to emo night a couple times and like, they'll play some they'll play some fucking hits, and people go crazy.
Oh yeah,
they go crazy.
Oh yeah.
And so some songs get on, I'm like, fuck it. I like have to hide my glasses and put them somewhere because I didn't wear contacts or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And then I'm in there. I'm like,
yeah.
It's just sweaty bodies pushing, moving, and then I get out and like it could have been like 30 seconds. I get out. I was running for like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Like I'm like,
it's the cardio is insane. You can't put yourself. No. Yeah. That's
out of breath.
It's just cardio. You're swinging and punching and moving and shit.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Very.
At an emo show.
At an emo night. That's so funny.
The
concept of you like going fucking hard in the paint to like Dear Maria is so funny to me.
Well, it's like it's like songs definitely that I like. So like
it's like pop
I'm not
punk.
Okay, some Fall Out Boy stuff.
Yeah,
I don't know. Stuff like
pop
that.
Punk shit. That's why it's funny because I'm like
funny. It's very silly.
That's the point though.
It's fun. It's funny because I didn't really like super listen to that music when I was in like middle school and high school. I like Fall Out Boy and My Chemical Romance.
Word.
And that was like the extent.
Yeah.
Ish.
I didn't listen to a lot of. I mean, you know this, but I grew up listening to like 80s pop music because of my dad.
Yeah.
But when I worked at Double Dave's, it's like all like at the time. So I don't even know how old they are now, but like late 20s, early 30s millennials, and all we listened to was pop punk music all the time. So it's like,
I got your picture.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely.
But it's good times. I've been going to, ever since I went to my first one, I'm like, man, it's just a good fun time.
Yeah.
I know like a quarter-ish of the songs.
That's what counts. I go to like Barbarella's and they'll do 80s night.
Yep.
And I feel like I only know like half the songs.
Really?
They'll be putting on deep cuts and I'm like, where'd we pull this out of?
That place is awesome.
I like Barbarella's a lot.
So you've been to their 80s nights?
I love 80s nights at Barb's. It's so fun.
Jeez.
Yeah. Where do you go for emo night? Where are you going?
No, I go to the one that Barbarella and then the Secret Group, they do one like the second and fourth Fridays. Not that I'm sponsored. Not sponsored.
He
not sponsored.
is not sponsored, but God, he wants to be. Secret Group, please
I go there a lot.
Sponsor the Real MARZ Bar.
Great.
He plugs y'all more than anything else I've ever heard in my life. He'd be taking young ladies on dates to the Secret Group.
That's cap.
That is not cap. Do you not do that?
Might not be cap.
Is that not the MO? There's a comedy club.
I like that place a lot.
There's a comedy show happening at Secret Group. We should go. It's like this
is the outing show.
Every other weekend. You shouldn't have picked me if this isn't what you wanted.
This is great. No. I go there a lot. It's my favorite spot. Why would I want to take someone to my favorite spot?
I didn't say that. I just said that you go there a lot.
I do.
Like,
I love that place.
Go where you want to go, dude.
I'm trying to go back up. I'm trying to go back up on stage. I'm trying to go back up on stage.
Oh
soon.
Yeah, you did a little. Yeah. He did a little set.
A little shine.
How was that? Was it terrible? Respectfully.
Yeah, it wasn't like amazing. I got a few laughs, and that's like more than I could ever wish for. Yeah.
I'm a comedy god.
Yeah. I don't want to belabor the point, but I gone up, and then it was like towards the end of the open mic that they have. So it was like super late. I was super lit, like sobering up from being super lit.
No.
But it was fine. And I'm like trying to remember my whatevers. Went up there. I counted maybe 15 to 20. It was recorded. I counted maybe 15 to 20 like uhs over
it's
5
hard.
minutes. It's just a matter of practice. But
100%.
Still good. Didn't push me away from it.
No.
And now I'm finally like, okay, let's go back to writing. And just this week I was like, I started writing some stuff.
Ooh.
It's fun.
Very fun.
It's fun. I know your whole house, they like doing little jokes, little bits.
We do bits.
Y'all do little bits.
The bit right now is the I don't know if on TikTok you see the Vanessa. Have you seen that?
Vanessa.
Yeah,
it's the Freddy,
the
whatever.
Five Nights at Freddy's. Yeah, it'll be. Parker has just been riffing them, and they are so funny because it'll be like, Freddy, what, you're supposed to be on lockdown, and he'll be like, Vanessa, have you heard of the blockchain? And he said that to me, and I was like sobbing in the kitchen, like I fell to the ground and was shedding tears in the kitchen because I wasn't expecting it at all. I was just like, what? And it's so good on TikTok too because that meme format, they always use the same audio for Vanessa, so it's always the same. And then I feel like I never see the same one. Like the one I've started doing recently is Vanessa. And just like sobbing softly, and I'm like, it's me too. It's me all the time. It's just so funny. Or there's another one that's also a Five Nights at Freddy's one, but it's like Michael, and just like a hand banging on like a door. It's like Michael, and then there was like Michael, let me out. There's no MILFs in here, and I'm just like, it's me. Just stuff like that. I don't know. I love TikTok audios.
Oh my god, TikTok is amazing.
I feel like I like TikTok because I have crippling ADD, and I feel like it speaks to my brain because it's just like consume 7-second pieces of media,
and then you don't know what's like. It's always the twist. Like that's the thing with TikTok is like, or a lot of the humor these days is just like completely left field. You didn't see that coming. Like what the heck?
So funny.
And it's just like you don't see it coming, and it's like
And it's so good because there's so many different joke formats. Like there's like Vine, but there's like Vine style joke formats where it's like a 6 to 7 minute or 7-second like random clip. Like someone just took this on their phone and put it on TikTok. And then there's like, I know you do a lot of this now, but it's like green screen backdrop formatted. It's a sketch. And it's so good. And me in particular, I get a lot of like art TikToks, like comic, cute, whatever. Like this stupid, all the Five Nights at Freddy's memes that I'm seeing. I didn't even want to find them. TikTok was like, we know what you like. Take these.
We know what you like better than you do.
Better than you do. And they're right. They do. Because I do like them a lot. They're very funny to me. But...
And they got you back into doing art.
They did. They totally did. I have been drawing way too much recently because I'm like, monsters. Very fun.
Back in my day, Five Nights at Freddy's was, you're like in a pizza parlor.
I watched an hour and 30-minute watches relative. While I was drawing yesterday, I listened to someone fully break down the story. And it's still a horror game, but they definitely were trying to do something different.
How many
with this
games are there now?
I counted the other day. I'm pretty sure there's like 11.
Games?
Yeah. I might be wrong. Please don't quote me if I'm wrong.
There's like the first one was just Five Nights at Freddy's.
The problem with it is like the whole thing, the timeline is none of it's in order. Like all of it's out of chronological order, so it's kind of hard to explain. Like there's the first one, there's a second one, there's a third one, there's like sister location.
Could you explain Dragon Ball Z lore?
Oh, completely.
Okay.
Do you want me to?
No.
But I could.
I know. I wanted that flex.
Oh no, I could explain all of it. Back when I remember in high school, there was like that trivia pop game, and it was like a phone game, and they were like really specific trivia pops. And there was a Dragon Ball Z trivia pop. I was number 3 in the state of Texas.
Yep.
Not the flex, but
flex.
Now I don't know shit because I have not watched Dragon Ball Super. Josh always will be like, "You need to watch Super," and I'm like, "No."
Oh yeah, you're not interested.
I don't know. I watch the movies, and the movies are a lot of the same. Well, the
Frieza one was like literally.
The Frieza one and the Battle of the God one are literally the same as like the beginning. I have no concept of what's going on in there anymore though. I'll see like Super Saiyan Ultra Ego Vegeta on Twitter and I'm like, where are we? What
Super Goku Black.
Yeah,
Fusion.
basically. Yeah. That's almost a thing, what you just said. I know you said it as a bit,
but
sure. Be on the content grind on TikTok. I'd be saying, "Hey TikTok, does this ever happen to you?"
Okay.
You should watch it.
Follow
the real Mars bar on TikTok.
My next one, so they've been getting better every one. And at least in my opinion. And so the next one's not going to be one of those, hey, yeah. It's going to be, it loops. So I figured out the loop. And this was something I recognized, 4 TikToks too late. But I need that loop. That loop is what I'm trying to.
Yeah.
That's like one of the things that I think I was like, okay, how can I fit it in? And I got it. Because it's going to be like and follow. And don't forget to like and follow if. And then that if is the start
today
of the video.
I was at if
yeah.
you
if
ever
you're I'm not gonna tell the joke.
Ruin the punchline preemptively.
I don't want to ruin the punchline because it opens strong. That's all I'm gonna say. It opens strong.
Okay, word. Absolutely.
I think it's gonna come out. I don't know.
I'm very excited. I be watching a lot of those that like rich people versus really rich people. You ever see that guy?
Yes.
I love.
That's pretty nice. It's like a rich people versus like wealthy people.
It's rich people versus really rich people.
Yeah.
And it's true because I worked at a golf course and there's a very good saying that's like money talks but wealth whispers.
And can you give the people an example of this TikTok format? Okay,
so it'll be like a rich person at a restaurant and it's like how dry is this Riesling? And is your panko crust gluten-free? And if it's not good enough, I'm going to need to talk to the chef because blah, blah, blah. And then it's like really rich people and it'll be like, bring me 5 bottles of Dos Equis.
What do you think is good?
No, it's like, bring me 5 bottles of Dos Equis and do not come back here unless you hear a gunshot. Like, Dang. It's like that kind of thing. It's like the difference. Mm-hmm. Or like a really rich person will like go to like an artisan place and they won't be like, oh, this is so expensive. They'll be like, this is really nice. Like,
right.
Oh, and at Christmas, one was like Christmas trees, and it was like the rich person is like complaining about how much they cost or whatever.
It's like, get me a pimpa and then make sure.
Yeah, exactly. And then the really rich person is like, what do you recommend for 10-foot ceilings? And the guy's like, well, stupid people want this expensive one, but you'd do good with this. And he's like, okay, can you pack up 8 of them and deliver them to my house? And if the guys ever need any extra work, we can always use help on the blah, blah, blah. Like just stuff like that. And it's true. Because when I was at the golf course, like, moderately rich, like they're rich people, but rich people are like snooty as fuck, and old money, like wealthy people are just like people.
Yeah.
They just have a lot of money.
Like, yeah,
but it's like it's part of their life. It's not like their life has been completely changed by money. It's they are wealthy. They grew up with money. It's who they are.
That's interesting.
And so they're less shitty about it, in my experience.
Sure. That's interesting. Yeah, no, TikTok, that type of stuff, like there's a lot of really good like kind of TikTok content in that regard. Just like a lot of really good stuff. I do remember that one. I like that one. But yeah, I've been trying to do more like TikToks and videos and stuff. I think now I see the value of like shorts. I think for me, shorts is like the hot thing now.
On YouTube?
Camera. Okay, we're gonna take a quick pause.
Back, we're live.
All right, we're not gonna let that keep me down.
No.
Tech stuff doesn't keep me down anymore.
I mean,
I stay up. We stay up.
Yeah, we stay.
Cialis,
always.
we stay up.
Correct. We
trying
stay
to get that
100%.
sponsorship
From Secret Group.
No, I said Cialis.
Cialis.
We stay up.
I don't know what that is.
Viagra. We trying to.
Oh,
stay
word.
up. Oh.
It's not a problem for me.
All the guys watching, they'll know.
I don't have those issues.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah.
You were like, oh, guess your dick is perfect. Yes, actually, it is. I have no problems. I've never had anyone complain about my dick. I'm so sorry. Melanie is like here. I'm just like assistant.
I'm over it. Anyway, content is fun. It's fun.
It's fun.
What do you think? What do you think about the cosplayer to content creator pipeline? Let's talk about that's the pipeline people don't talk about.
I feel like it just makes sense because you're already making things.
Okay.
Like if you're a cosplayer.
Can you elaborate?
Yeah. Oh my God. Just this energy. If you're a cosplayer, like you're already making shit. Like you are spending a lot of time being creative, making costumes. So it's like, what's the difference between making a costume and then taking a camera and filming yourself making the costume? And then it's like, if you're making a costume of a character, especially with TikTok, because this is really big on TikTok, it's like, why not take a voice line of the character and film yourself saying it and then upload it to the internet, because you already like the character enough to dress like them. What is really the difference between lip syncing it? And at cons in particular, I feel like a lot of people go to cons and they're not like 100% in it. I'm sure some people are, but you kind of like play the character a little bit. So it's like, why not do it on TikTok? You're already
giving out gold for free.
You spent 8 hours getting into the costume
for free.
Film it
for free.
And you don't even have to make money. That's a big thing though, that I think a lot of people get stuck on. Not to out you in particular, but just we've had this conversation. It's like, I feel like creative people will get a hobby, and it's a hobby that other creative people are making money off of. And so then everyone's like, oh, well, you could make money off of it. And it's like, yeah, I could, but then it's a job. It's not a hobby. And it's like, if you love doing something and you can make money off of it and you want to, go for it, but also just like have fun. Like if you just want to put on a cosplay and make silly TikToks, like do it.
Right.
Fuck it.
Have fun doing it.
Because not as a person whose job is now something that used to be very fun for me.
Yeah.
It's like, it's not, I'm not at a dead inside. I hate editing or doing whatever, but it's a job. So I would like, it's not like I get off work after editing all day and then I come home and I want to edit more. I do not want to.
Right.
So it's like, I feel like if I was a cosplayer all day and I spent hours and hours filming and making content and doing whatever, it's like when I got home, I don't know if I'd be like, okay, let me go work on my cosplay. And like, that's the reason I don't want to do that with drawing, because I don't want to get dead inside to drawing.
Do you think that's an issue with it now being your job, or it not being that thing that energizes you when you do it?
I think it's like part of a hobby is that it's cathartic, that it's something that brings you joy, that you can unwind doing or something like that. So I'm sure that there are people who, like if you're an animator, you probably still like drawing, or if you're like a concept artist, you probably still like drawing in your free time. But I do think that when you're doing something as a job all day, the likelihood that it's going to be the thing that helps you relax or helps you unwind or take your mind off of everything is probably not going to be the same thing that you do all day. Even if you're a gamer, like you could be a Twitch streamer, and if you're playing a specific game all day, that's probably not going to be the game that you play when you get off stream.
Right.
If you're doing it at like a, I am making money professional level.
Playing the same game but off camera, off stream.
That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't do that. Like if I was streaming myself playing Stardew Valley for 12 hours and then I ended stream and I was like, okay, I want to unwind. Even if I was like, I want to play a game, I don't think I'd pick the game that I was playing all day for work.
That's interesting.
Because I was doing it all day for work.
No, so, it's interesting, and the only reason I'm like talking about it a lot is just because I remember I had a conversation with a friend of mine, and he streams on Twitch, and he has like a day job as an engineer. He was on my podcast, and he was saying that like for him, streaming, like that is his fun thing.
No, 100%.
And he wants to eventually grow it to where it's either his main thing or he has a bunch of other stuff on the side, but he has that feeling. So I guess what I'm saying is, I wonder if it's just a matter of building the stuff around you as far as a business, so that what you are working on, I guess I'm not fully convinced that if your job of something that you're passionate about that you do, even if you're not getting paid, and once you start getting paid for it, if you'd still do it to the same extent.
I think to me, that's the thing, is it can be your hobby 100%. You can leave your office job and come stream. And just because like I like drawing, there are people that make money from drawing, but it doesn't mean that it doesn't bring me joy just because like it's someone else's job. So just because there's full-time streamers doesn't mean that you can't have a lot of fun streaming and whatever. But if you got to like a professional level where you're making tons, or not tons, right, but like a livable very nice livable wage, enough to make you quit your other job, well, now it's your job. So it's like, even if you still have fun, I feel like it's only really a matter of time until the line kind of wanes a little bit. Because like, look at professional YouTubers like Markiplier or PewDiePie or people like that. It's like they made YouTube videos because it was fun. Right. And they wanted to.
Right.
But like, if you do it for 10 years and the content's always changing and you're always changing, but now you have all these weird pressures and you have like an audience base who expects things from you, and it's how you make money, like it can't not change.
Right. I agree with you that where you started and where it could eventually go, like there's different things and expectations.
It will inherently change the experience for you, because it's like if you're streaming to 3 people and you don't care about like if your camera cuts out, it's like, that's not the end of the world. It wouldn't be the end of the world either way, but it's like, that's not the end of the world. You can make it work. But if you've got like 200,000 people watching you live and your money, your bills are dedicated like
to that camera not freezing,
kind of, right? Because if the camera stops working and 20,000 people leave, and like obviously it's not a great correlation, but like those people are ad revenue, so that's how you make your monetization. Like your bills are reliant on that. Like there's inherently a new level of pressures. You could still enjoy streaming, but would you enjoy it at the same level as if you were just doing it for the sake of doing it for fun to 5 people?
Right.
I think you would still enjoy it, but I just think that
if we're Buddhists, I think you see both as the same thing.
I don't think that is what Buddhists think.
I don't know if that's what Buddhists think.
I don't think that is.
Okay, if we get philosophical.
Okay.
Why wouldn't both of the things be the same?
Because people aren't the same.
Are the pressures real?
Well, pressure is inherently psychological, but everything is inherently psychological by that logic. It's like, if I
sounds Buddhist.
Yeah, right. No, 100%. But I don't know if
I see
the pressures that you experience are real if they affect you. Period. The end. It's in anything, like in work, in relationships, in whatever. Your feelings are valid if they're affecting who you are as a person and what is going on with you. Even if someone thinks it's silly, like if something upsets you and it's like really silly. Like on my way here, my dog jumped off my bed and hit my head, and I was like, ah, and I was like upset about it because like
was it the big one?
It was big dog, and so she like I was on the ground putting on my socks, and she leapt and full body weight smashed into my head, and I was like, ah, and I was upset about it, but like it didn't hurt me.
Sure, I know. There's definitely a topic there. If I ever have you on for the dating podcast,
we have a dating podcast.
Men are from Mars. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I came up with that name. I would like to put that on record. I absolutely. I'm gonna.
No. I'm just asking. I don't remember. I fully believe it.
We were in the group chat and you're like, what should I call my podcast? And I was like, I think Men Are From Mars is like a cute little blah, 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 blah.
Clip this.
I think I came up with what is the regular,
this one? Earth to Mars.
Earth to Mars. I'm pretty sure I also came up with that. I will go through these group chats and find them. I'm seething.
Find the receipts. I'm not saying I don't believe you. I'm not. Man. I mean, I don't. It's not. It doesn't matter.
What is it? The 4chan, the seethe no
malding.
Well, I know malding. What's the other one? It's cope.
Copium.
Cope is one, and then I don't know.
I believe you.
I thought it was like seethe.
I believe you. I just don't remember.
I have no concept.
Seething.
I have no concept of anything. Yeah. My head empty, zero thoughts. I said to Marcel at the beginning, but I did not take. I'm out of Vyvanse, so.
Oh no! Wait, really?
Yeah.
Dang.
And I called my pharmacy.
What does that do to you? You're gonna like.
I have a way I describe it, I guess, is it feels like I don't have glasses on my brain.
Sheesh.
So it's like you could function without glasses, but it wouldn't be as good.
She's just everywhere.
Oh yeah.
It's just ping pong.
Yep. It's ideal for a podcast.
Yeah. What was it? We were talking about.
We started with Vegeta.
Content creators.
And then we went to Degrassi, and then we went to Grooming.
I got it.
The train is there.
No, I got it. So content creation. I think you're right, and you're definitely right in that I like to take things like content, and I'm always like, well, how do we grow this more and do more and blah 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 blah. I've definitely done that, right, and said that. And to your point, it's like there are some things that you should just kind of cherish and not have to put out online, right?
I think that there's just a big emphasis now on like grind culture, on like making your own money and like fucking 9 to 5. I want to, yes. I feel like side hustles are like really, everybody wants to have one right now.
It's a hobby.
Yeah, have a hobby. Like you don't have to make money. Just do it. Like even if you're selling t-shirts, like you don't have to make money. You can make some, and that's great, but you don't need to pay your bills on titty drawings. Just draw the titties.
Yeah. I see what you're saying. It's like there's definitely some things that you don't have to put out there that you can just enjoy for the sake of enjoying.
Yeah, like Kayla likes to knit.
Yeah.
And it's not like Kayla's like, I'm going to open an Etsy store and sell all my things, because then you're inherently adding this like pressure to yourself of like, well, now I have to maintain an Etsy store and learn how to do an Etsy store. And like, if someone like just, there's all these things, just knit, man. just make little crochet bees. Like who cares? Just knit it.
I get it.
Yeah.
It makes sense. It's interesting. I mean, I think it is cool that these type of like cosplayers and stuff could make money off of this thing that they like, That's where my head goes.
No, 100%. And I'm very like, if you are a person, like if you like glass blowing and you're like, I'm going to make a company and I'm going to sell shit and it goes well, then like, fuck yeah. Oh my gosh. There's this girl on TikTok. Yeah. She's like, she's probably graduated at this point, but she was a senior in high school. She lives in Dallas and she made a slime company, like ASMR slime. And she would make these videos as like a day in the life of me as a teen entrepreneur. And she'd be talking so fast because she'd be like, today I woke up at 6 a.m. to do my homework so that I could blah, 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 blah. And then I went to work and I had to, and it's like a fucking building with these like industrial stand mixer machines, gallons of glue, because that's how you make slime. Yeah. And she's like showing all these crates of slime that she has. She's like 17. She's like, I got Starbucks for my employees, blah, 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 blah. Yes. She's like, I restocked my blah, blah, blah. I took photo shoots and then I restocked the website because we're whatever. She has these monthly slime subscription boxes that change every month, in addition to like a very wide collection of slimes. Yeah. She's like stocking all these packages. She's showing how she does it. She's on the back end. And then she'd like go home and be like, and then I got dinner with my family, and then I took my dog for a walk, and then I practiced the trombone for an hour, and then I finished my college essay, and then I went to sleep. And I was like,
that is a future CEO.
That's what I'm saying. I was like, why are your parents making you go to college? You're practicing the trombone.
That's another thing. Like, that's another thing. I'd be like, yo, if I was that girl's parents, I'd be like, fuck
if you
college.
Had an office building and employees and you're nice enough to get them Starbucks
for
your slime company, like it was crazy, the scale. And she would like show her statistics and stuff, and I was like, why are you going to college right now?
Now that's a girl boss.
Girl boss energy. You like that? The gaslight girl boss gatekeep?
No, I hate Hassan.
So these are girl bosses. They are gatekeeping.
That is a funny clip. That is a funny audio.
They're slay queening.
It's funny.
They're doing this in the name of Allah.
I
have met Hassan, and I am not entirely positive if I like Hassan.
I don't know.
He's just a dude.
I don't know him, but I don't know him.
He was kind of
just. I don't know him.
I'm sure that with like the people, like with Kate, he was like very funny and like bubbly. But like we were all standing there, and he did not speak to us, and we were just like,
okay.
But I'm sure he's cool. I don't know. They're all, I feel like when you get to a certain level of anything, you just get, I'll say is
anything. They're like F-tier fucking people.
I was going to say streamers are weird. I'll just go on record. Yeah. If you're like a full-time streamer, you're kind of weird. That's okay.
Like it's like a requirement, almost prerequisite. I
would say so. You got to have the right mindset to do that kind of thing.
Yeah, it's a right level narcissism.
100. Well, that's all content creation.
Hey, yo.
If you're going to look at yourself for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours, there's some level of narcissism there. I don't even like to look at myself for like 10 minutes. That's not true. I'd be preening in the mirror like a bird. Sheesh. That's also not true. I don't know what's
just ping pongs. No, that's interesting about content creator, like full-time streamers. Streaming in general. I was thinking about this earlier because I knew I was going to have you on, but I think it's so. I think calling yourself a streamer is so 2019, 2018.
Oh, what do we say now?
You're a
Please
content
tell
creator.
us, Lord Mars Bar.
You're a content creator.
Verbiage we should use.
Why do you call yourself a streamer? Like, why are you stream? Why
are
you streaming? First of all, I don't even think people like streaming. I think is why do you stream?
I think streaming is stupid.
I think you should just YouTube.
I agree.
You should just YouTube. But not only that, if you're making any content, it should be on everything. So why are you calling yourself a streamer?
That's how we do it. But it's also. But I mean, like you say YouTubers. Like you could be a YouTuber who also streams, but they say YouTuber. They don't say
Instagrammer.
Yeah. Well, they do. Well, I feel like Instagrammers, they generally say like they say influencers.
TikToker.
They'll say TikTokers.
Influencer.
With Instagram, they'll say social media influencer because I don't know why. Because Instagrammer sounds stupid.
Yeah, you can't add to Instagram.
Yeah. TikToker sounds okay, and a lot of times they are.
I guess. But you see what I'm saying, right?
I 100% see. Well, but so that's also like you should do that if you want to excel at social media. The secret is to be on everything.
Yeah.
But
distribute all over because it's free.
Yes, a lot of people though that are also successful have a build a platform in one place and then spread everywhere mindset. Sure. Because if you spread yourself everywhere, the argument can be made that you cannibalize other platforms by like having yourself be all over everything. But I don't know if I agree with that mindset. I understand that that is a mindset that works for people. But for me, I'm like, just be on everything. Because like, okay, example, I made a silly little art TikTok and I put it on TikTok. And
is that the thirst trap crocodile?
Yes.
Okay.
That is. Which one? I made 2. I've made 3.
Oh.
Well, okay.
Okay.
Listen, I hyperfixate on things.
It's fine.
It's fine.
That's like a sign of ADHD for sure.
100%. This will be gone in a week.
Yeah.
It's just where my brain is living right now. We are currently stopped at the Alligator bus stop, and then the next bus stop will be who knows.
Who knows?
But the bus circles back around to Vegeta. It's cyclical.
Oh
Cyclical. Language is difficult.
So you were about to go off.
I was. But I made a TikTok and I posted it on my TikTok and it did well-ish. Like it got 127 likes on a brand new, I have like 5 followers on this new TikTok account. Cool. And so I was really excited about it. And then I posted it on my new Instagram and it didn't do good. And then I made another one that got like 10 likes on the new TikTok, but I put it on Instagram as a reel again, and I am still getting notifications from this reel. Like it's doing good on Instagram, but not on TikTok. The same thing. So it's like that's why wouldn't you just do it everywhere?
100%. I have a perfect example of this. I did a TikTok about this League of Legends meme. It was like the Interstellar, the future meme, whatever.
Stop, no.
On YouTube, that became my #1 most viewed piece of content on YouTube by a lot. Like it was like 10K views, which is more than my entire channel before that times 3, 4, 5 or more.
Absolutely.
Almost 10 times almost from one piece of video. I put it on TikTok. It's like 2K.
That's what I'm saying.
I put it on Reels. I forget. And so another story real quick. I had another video that my light bulb, my clip of me on Amouranth's podcast from forever ago, where I talk about light bulb, like the difference between men and women.
Light bulb I liked that one. I commented on that one.
That one. YouTube 300, TikTok 200, Reels. It was like 10K.
Yeah.
It's like 10K. And then as like every other couple weeks, it'll be like 500 or 1,000 new views. Just yesterday or 2 days ago, 500, like 1,000 new views.
It's because they'll
like,
rebump it after a while on Reels. It seems like
just
TikTok does too, because I be getting TikToks from people and I'll be like, this is so funny, and then I'll go to their page to like see a second part or something, and I have to like scroll way back because it'll be like from 2 months ago, and TikTok's just like now you're ready. Now you're ready for this one, and I'm like, oh,
it's interesting. It's interesting how it's serving. And another thing is, I feel like YouTube Shorts and like Instagram Reels, I feel like they're trying to grow those platforms out. So they're trying to push out content. So if you make it on there, I'm sure they're like, oh, yeah, they're doing something for us.
That's a big thing. I think so too. Because I don't know how advanced the Instagram algorithm is at seeing the ones that say TikTok. Like if you download it from TikTok and it says that. But the one that I uploaded to Instagram, I didn't make it in TikTok. I took a TikTok audio, recorded it on my phone, and then just sent it to myself to edit on Adobe Premiere, because it was like almost an animation, so I was just doing it in Premiere because it would be easier. So I had a copy of it that was just like from no platform. It was just the right aspect ratio, and that's the one I uploaded to Instagram, and that one did better than the one that I just saved from TikTok and posted. So I'm like, how advanced are these algorithms that they can see like the little TikTok, or like that they embedded in the source code, it says that it's saved from TikTok, and they want you to upload original content.
To Reels content.
Exactly.
That's a good hypothesis.
I don't know anything.
It's good to know. Well, it's something I've thought about, right? Because I feel like they would be smart enough to know one way or another whether you can.
It must be in like the video code or something, like it's made on a certain platform or something or another.
Algorithms.
Social media is crazy. Algorithms are nuts. The adult platform that I am primarily in charge of running has an algorithm also that like where it recommends you to people and stuff, and I have no concept of how any of that works. I'm like very smart people, much smarter than me. I failed college algebra 3 times.
They're trying to keep you in the apps.
Yeah,
man.
they are.
They're
absolutely.
trying to keep you in the app. Are we fueling humankind's demise?
Yeah. Thank you so much for coming to the podcast, you guys. It's been really great.
Are we ruining humanity? Are we getting people addicted to social media?
Yeah, 100%.
Fuck. Am I supposed to feel bad?
No. Like, 1, we didn't start it. 2, we have to live in a first world country where like all major industries rely on advertising and thus rely on social media. So it's like, even if you weren't doing it for you for fun, you would be doing it for your job, or your job would be doing it. Like, it doesn't matter where you work. You think they don't have advertising budgets? Like, that's what Duolingo has, like one of the biggest TikTok accounts. That's just advertising. And it's definitely some social media intern who made it funny. Yeah. So like, good for you. Yeah. But it's just like, that's all advertising. It's an ad.
Is our whole world just ads?
Yes.
We're getting ads for the world we're living in instead of just living in the world.
Well, people been doing that. That's my least favorite boomer take, is when they're like, oh, these kids on their phones. I'm like, you go back, you look at pictures from the 1940s. It's 100 motherfuckers reading the newspaper on a bus. They're not talking to each other.
Dang. Why you gotta diss people from the 1800s like that?
Because they were shitty.
Wow. We're shitty now.
Yeah, different ways of shitty. I'd rather be shitty because I'm narcissistic than shitty because I'm a racist. Also, I like having rights, and people in the 1800s, women did not have rights.
Yeah, I saw some comedian had a joke that were like, what were Asian people and like Hispanic people drinking out of when you go back to those pictures of whites only, blacks only water fountain?
They simply did not exist. They just weren't there. Asian people didn't exist in America until after the civil rights movement, I guess. That's what I'm hearing. I've never thought about that, but that is very... I guess it's... a lot of them say like colored, which is really shitty. Oh my God. That word is so upsetting. Not a slur, but feels like a slur.
It's just the consonants. Color.
Yeah. It feels like a racist man is saying that word. Like an old man.
Oof.
Right? Exactly. I don't know. I feel like it's important to talk about, though, historically. Like, there's a lot of things that are like unpleasant to talk about, but I feel like, okay, this is a very random take, so I'm sorry, but like, I feel like a lot of conservative people like to say that like, oh, we're erasing history. It's like, we literally aren't doing that. We should talk about it.
I mean, they're taking down statues and stuff.
Statues are not statues
Didn't they take down
are
like Theodore Roosevelt's statue in some fucking museum? I think I saw something.
Theodore Roosevelt?
Teddy.
Why?
I don't know. I was thinking about it though because I saw
Maybe I'm
it.
uneducated, but he seems like he was a pretty good guy.
I don't know. But here's the thing I was getting is like, who are these? Who are the people getting upset about statues?
So the big thing though is that a lot of statues. So the statues are like of Confederate leaders, and so it's like we don't need to have statues of that in the first place.
Yeah.
But also a lot of them were put up in the 1970s as an anti-civil rights movement act. So it's like, it's not like these statues have been here since 1880 and we're removing a piece of history by removing the Robert E. Lee Memorial. Like this was put up in 1970 by some dudes who didn't want black people in their town square.
Okay, so you're
like,
saying if we consider the time that they were brought up.
I think that history is relevant. Like I think, but I also think that there's places for history. Like I don't like the Civil War happened. I don't have a problem with acknowledging the Civil War and things like that. But I don't think that Joe Schmo needs a Confederate flag in his front yard. I think we can put it in a museum. It's not like they just got Nazi flags around in Germany. Not that they're exactly the same, but I think that there's places to have pieces of history, even if they're bad, that don't erase the history, that aren't in the middle of a place where people who are directly affected by the actions of those kinds of people see them all the time.
I mean, they were like indirectly.
No.
Weren't they?
I mean, I guess it directly through the lines of history. So yes, indirectly, but I don't know, generational thing. Like the first black woman that was allowed to go to school with white people is still alive. Like,
yeah, that's the real fucked up thing about when you go to history like that. Cause like, yeah, there are people who like 2-3 generations ago.
That's Ruby Bridges. Ruby Bridges is still alive. She was the first black child in the South to be able to go to an integrated school.
Yeah.
So it's like
it's crazy.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like it's my whole mindset is just like there's places you put it in a museum. I don't think you need to erase it, and I'm very willing to talk about it. Like we're having this conversation. I don't think we need to speak in hushed tones about the history of racism in America. But it's like
I'm barely American.
That's literally not true. But I don't know. I just think it's important to talk about because I do think that like people that don't remember history are doomed to repeat it.
You like history.
I love
You're a big
history
person.
Yeah. My family had.
Yeah.
Very into history.
Big museum person.
Yeah. I love museums. I love going to museums. I haven't been in like a history museum in a long time, but the Houston Holocaust Museum is really, I hate saying I hate being like it's dope, but like it's a cool experience. You should go. Yeah. It's sad, but like I think you should go. And that's my whole thing is like, I hate being like, oh, the Holocaust Museum's so tight, you should go. But like, no. I do think that it's important.
It's worth visiting at least, and you definitely yeah, it's good.
Yeah, I think it's really. Do you go to museums ever? You go to art museums?
I went to the art museum. I used to go there like every now and then. I hadn't gone in a bit. I don't know if you heard there was a pandemic.
Oh shit!
All right, one sec. We're gonna
fix the camera
fix
again
this real quick. Pause. You can read. We'll do that. Okay.
I just got a text. One of my friends was like, "I am enjoying this so much right now."
Good. I'm glad.
Thank you for watching the podcast.
We should be back. Audio good.
Subscribe to the
Real so the camera issues is just because I don't care. Anyway.
Yeah, it's a mood.
So we'll do some. Let's see. Give us some of the comments we're getting. Why not?
Yeah.
All right, viewer. You're here live. Earth to Mars. Give me a comment.
I agree.
Someone said normalize violence.
I agree. I saw a shirt that said make racists afraid again, and I stand by that. Y'all motherfuckers getting real bold, real loud. Shut the fuck up. Beat their ass. Maybe the death metal people are on the right track.
The violence is violence is bad.
Okay, hot take. Violence is bad. No one is disagreeing.
Okay.
If someone walked up to your mom and said like a fucked up racial slur to your mom would be telling them like, hey, that's really fucked up because you shouldn't say racial slur. Like, they're not going to change. Beat their ass.
If they're not going to change,
I'm just of the mindset.
Beating their ass. I mean,
I'm just of the mindset that there are consequences to actions. I personally probably not going to beat someone's ass. Really would depend on the situation.
Right.
However, if you come up and you're talking shit, like, sure, you have the right to talk shit. You have the right to get your ass beat.
Yes.
Like,
yeah.
These hands are rated E.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, she said the hands are rated E for everyone.
I'm very pro
consequences of action.
I'm
super pro consequences of action. I'm like extremely consequences of action. I guess I don't know why I'm so stuck on like beating someone's ass. Maybe it's because I can't beat someone's ass.
I think it's probably because you can't fight. Respect / pause.
No, I mean I get it. You know, I don't know.
I just think that like when it all comes down to it.
Yeah. I have a good point for this, but yeah.
Oh no, I want to hear it.
No,
Tell me. I don't even know. I was gonna make some shit.
What I was gonna say is God damn it. It was about consequence of action and God damn it.
It doesn't matter.
God.
What it all comes down to is if you like, people are always like, oh well, if you're not doing anything wrong, you shouldn't have to be afraid. It's like if you're worried about getting your ass beat because of a take that you have, it's probably a bad take.
Might be a bad take.
And you probably shouldn't be proud and emboldened to behave in a manner that makes people want to beat your ass.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's pros. It goes both ways.
Totally. Because like
what
people
if you're horrendously right and people think it's wrong?
100%. Because that is what happened historically.
Sure.
You could be like, I think gay people are humans, and you'd get your ass beat. Like,
yeah. That's rough.
It is rough. So in that regard, I definitely agree because like even in like the 80s, people would get the shit beat out of them for being gay. And AIDS. Is that what you said?
Yeah. All right. I forget what I was going to say. So we'll do one more question.
Good. One more. We've done one.
One more question.
I don't. They're just comments. Yeah. Let's hear the comments.
They said streamers are
Oh, okay. No.
damn, she's cute.
I love you. Thank you so much for coming. Is it Kayla?
Mind.
I bet you it's Kayla.
No,
it's
no.
Kayla. But streamers are weird. Again, every time I've met streamers, I've met a couple where I'm like, damn, Jessica Nigri.
Yeah. You met her in person?
I've met her in person before. I was very drunk at a bar at BlizzCon. Oh my God, I was a disaster. It was a charity event, so it's whatever. But I was like fucked up drunk.
Sloshed at a charity event.
I was with Alyssa. Well, it was at a bar, and we were in the bathroom, and I saw Jessica Nigri, and Alyssa's peeing, and I see Jessica Nigri, and I don't want her to leave because Alyssa has like the biggest crush on Jessica Nigri. So I'm like, Jess, my friend loves you. Blah, blah, blah. And Alyssa said she's in the bathroom and can hear me confessing her love on her behalf to Jessica Nigri. She didn't remember. It's fine. But I have a picture with like her and Jenna Mowry and but we're like definitely in a bathroom. And Jess is just in the background like, but so I was talking to her like yesterday on Twitter because we're trying to set up some stuff.
Cool.
And she talks precisely how I talk. She was like all capsing. I said a material girl meme, and then she was like, you have to talk to me in audio, like TikTok audios, and then I said a Vanessa thing, and then she was like, yeah, and she was like, oh my God, blah blah blah. And I what did I say? I said something to the effect of like monster fucker, and she was like, monster fucker, do you think General Grievous is hot from Star Wars? And I was like, where am I right now? But
God, so you found a bestie.
I did. Me and Jessica Nigri, best friends.
You kind of
say it.
You kind of got the game with the ladies. You kind of shit.
Not to.
You're like how guys wish they were with ladies.
So not to knock myself down, it's definitely easier when you're a girl because the likelihood that I'm gonna like rip a woman apart and wear her skin super low.
Sure.
Statistically.
Sure.
So that already gives me an edge because she doesn't think I'm gonna murder her.
Right.
Which is rough.
Which is a very real thing that you'll hear on Men Are From Mars. Anyway.
I need to be on that podcast. I need to tell y'all boys how to talk to ladies.
We'll schedule it. Schedule it.
You just got to talk to them.
Schedule it. Coming soon.
There's a big bit. Here's a preview. There's this bit that I keep seeing on TikTok right now, but it's like that's a man that's written by a woman. Oh. Like in a women's novel, what a man is like. So it's a man written by a woman. So people say that like Tom Holland feels like he's a man that's written by a woman, etc. I don't know about
who's that one guy? The guy who plays
Adam Driver.
Star-Lord.
Oh,
from fucking
Chris Pratt.
Chris Pratt.
He's a bad person. He's homophobic and can get fucked.
I thought he was just Christian.
No, he is. I mean, same difference.
Oh, wow.
That's an exaggeration. I think y'all are great sometimes.
Wow.
I think some of you are
He's
great.
a bad person?
Apparently he said homophobic shit.
Oh, that's not good.
No, that's not really good. It's not really good. I don't know. This is maybe a hot take. I don't know inherently if you say something shitty, if that means you're a horrible person. But if you say something shitty that I firmly disagree with because it's a human rights violation, then like maybe I'm not going to say you're a bad person. I will say that's a bad take and I don't fuck with you.
What if you say something and you don't mean it?
How am I supposed to know that?
Yeah, I guess it depends on the relationship with the person.
Even if it doesn't, you could say something to me that was really out of pocket.
Sure.
And if you didn't tell me it was a joke, I would be angry at you.
Yeah.
So it's like, what? Like, and I know you. And you could say something and mean it as a joke, but if I interpret it not as a joke, then it's like, I would still be mad.
Yeah, you still don't know how someone's going to take something.
100%.
And then you get beat up at a death metal Texas show.
Well, I feel like posting swastikas on your Instagram is pretty on the nose.
That's pretty...
Like, I don't know how many different... I don't know the different interpretations of swastikas on your Instagram. Fuck that guy. I don't even know that guy.
It depends on the angle you have it, right?
Yes, technically.
Right, yeah.
But no.
But no. Well, that person's like enlightened Tibetan monk.
I feel bad for Buddhists because like, sorry man, but you got to give that one up. That one's gone. That's something that I think about sometimes is how symbols get changed.
Like Pepe the Frog.
Yes, but that's not even what I'm talking about. Okay. I had a coworker. I mean,
okay.
No, it is.
That's cool.
You're right.
It's just my podcast. Fuck me. Let's go. Keep it moving.
It is. It is like Pepe the Frog, actually. That's a good example. Just sobbing.
It's not.
Vanessa sobbing. I had a coworker who got the join or die snake.
Oh, yeah. The little cut up snake.
The 13 pieces to represent the colonies, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Join or die snake. She got it as a tattoo when I was like 14. Thought it was very cool because history, thought it was neat. It's like right-wing imagery now.
Try it on me.
No, not that snake, different snake.
Secession.
But yeah, something. But like, I don't know. And I'm like, that's on this girl's body. And they like, people decided that it was a right-wing symbol like 6 or 7 years after.
Yeah.
So it's like,
it kind of sucks. Super kind of sucks.
And that's just like her forearm.
Oof.
Yeah.
Now everyone sees it. They're like, oh, yikers.
Yikes. And that's what I'm saying is like, it's crazy to me how something can just be like taken and shifted. And then the entire history of that thing is just like completely ruined forever.
I'm still mad I forgot what I was going to say.
It's really funny to me.
God, I was about to go in. I was even like...
He was ready. He stanced up.
I was like, oh, shut up, woman.
He was like, whoa. See, that's something where if we weren't friends, I would be like, damn,
man,
the real Mars bar hates women.
But you are a woman.
Yeah.
What was I going to say? I forget what I was going to say. Okay. Let's get back to it. I'm going to find it. If I don't find it right now,
what are we talking about?
Drop it forever.
Consequences of actions.
Consequences of actions. If you do something and then you were talking about beating someone up because they said something.
As you should.
They said something because they did something. God damn it. Gone forever. And I had a good one. That show's going to be fire.
How long is this show supposed to be normally?
I don't know.
We've been doing
it's my show?
We've been doing it for an hour.
It's my show? Is that what she said? Oh.
We can keep going. I don't care.
I was supposed to see that.
Well, you weren't looking, so I was just trying to throw his phone.
Podcast experience.
It's whatever.
The
it's
show.
fun.
So I try to do under 2. That's inside baseball.
Oh. Inside baseball. You heard it here first. Did you have any? I guess we can see if we can get back to it naturally. But what were some of the things that you had wanted to? We had hit Vegeta.
We talked. Yeah, that's just how I see. That's how good I am. That I knew that was gonna kick us off.
That was a great one. That was a good one.
The cosplayer to content creator pipeline. That was a big one I want to talk about just because I like talking about the concept of creating content, making content, putting it out there. I agree with you in the sense of having fun with it and not being too serious about views and making money and stuff, because it's true. If you only look at those types of statistics or those types of analytics, like those numbers, it's going to deter you.
It's genuinely mentally taxing. Yeah. Like it's genuinely
like when you're streaming the 0 viewers.
It sucks. And then you have to like be talking and stuff and like try and engage with people even though no one's there. Like that sucks. It feels like when you're a kid and you're like, ooh, if I was like on a TV show right now, and you're literally just like talking to yourself alone in a room, but you're like trying to do it professionally.
Yeah.
And then also even if you're like perfect, like my job, I look at statistics all the time for my personal projects that I'm doing for my job. And if my statistics are down, it bums me out. It feels a lot like day trading, like how they'll say like, don't look at if you have stocks, just don't look at them because it'll fuck up your whole day.
Sure.
If you look at the numbers and they're down on like content creation, it can fuck up, like it sets the whole tone for everything.
Right. When you really gotta zoom out. And
Yeah,
look at it, like
100%.
monthly,
Like you need weekly
quarterly.
probably, because you want to look at like trend lines to be like, well, am I doing something that isn't engaging? So I will stop. But it's like something, it could just be down because of outside things. Like Awesome Games Done Quick was happening recently,
AGQ.
and that like affects everyone's views because everybody's watching that. They should be, but it changes the views around. So it's like,
and if you don't have that context,
absolutely. So then you're like, why am I down? What am I doing? Yeah, it can definitely be mentally taxing
that's interesting.
in that way. Content creation. Have a hobby. Do things for fun.
Do things for fun.
Do things because you like them.
Yeah.
Not everything has
Take
to be a
girls to
grind.
your favorite bars.
Take girls to your favorite. Do comedy shows. Vibe.
Just
Draw
vibe.
sexy alligators on
Just
Twitter.
vibe.
Who cares?
You ain't gotta do that.
I'm going to.
Well, I told myself at around the hour-ish mark, we hit on one of the main topics today.
What is the main topic?
One of the main topics today. I was gonna do something stupid. No, talking about your work with
Amouranth.
Working with the #1 female streamer 2021 on Twitch,
Yes,
Amouranth.
that is my boss. That is what I
How'd
do.
you meet her?
You.
I know, I wanted that. You're gonna take the credit for my podcast name.
Absolutely, I will.
I'm getting my
No, I'll
motherfucking
give it
credits.
to you. You are the only reason. I met her because of you.
Clip that and ship that.
You can, because it's a fact.
It's a fun story. Tell the story, because it was like super like. Oh. Do you remember?
Yeah, no, I remember.
Okay. Well,
You good? You good?
Figure it out.
You good?
What do I pay you for? She's gonna figure it out. Give us a second.
She's got it.
At least switch this. See what we're doing? Oh wait, no, it's hard. You can't. Oh, you did it. She's got it.
She's got it. It's all good. Anyways, it was basically just Kate was cosplaying Tracer.
Yep.
And you were friends with Kate. And they had just announced that Tracer was a $1 bean, as TikTok says. And it's because do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I love Zoomer stuff.
Oh my God. Tracer was gay.
Yeah.
And they showed her.
I thought you meant bean because she was gay. Like the bean. Anyway.
$1 bean is lesbian, but with a dollar sign. And the audio reader out loud would be like, $1 bean.
$1 bean.
People were like, me. Whatever. It doesn't matter. Tracer was gay, and she had a girlfriend who looks like me. And I was like, oh, that's easy. I'll cosplay that. Easy. And then you were hanging out with her, I think. And
I think it was like literally like streaming a thing.
on stream.
Yeah.
And I was like, you should ask if she wants to do something, like a photo shoot or something. And so you asked, and she said yes. So then it was
She's like, yes, immediately. Like, how soon could you manage?
and it was Christmas. It was Christmas Eve.
Ah.
On Christmas Eve, I went to her house and we like drove around and we looked at a bunch of lights, and she did it for a YouTube video. It is such a bad YouTube video, but like whatever, it's old. And then I sat with her on stream up to Christmas, and then she drove me home at like 3 a.m. I was like 19. And I fully thought we were going to kiss, because in the comic they kiss, and she was like, yeah, we can take pictures, we can do a photo shoot and stuff. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna kiss this girl, but I'm not a fucking weirdo, so it's like it'll be for a picture.
You're not gonna rip her skin off.
No, we did not kiss, and I was like,
You're like, we missed opportunity.
it would have been a good picture, but it is what it is. And so then I used to make anime music videos back in the day with Windows Movie Maker. And so then I told her,
a real one.
Yeah, you know how it is. Illegally downloading audios with like YouTube to
still do that now.
mp3.com.
Anyway.
That's
what all the pros do.
I just record things with OBS. Okay. I'll pull OBS up and I'll just record what I want with the recording, and then I have it.
Smart.
Illegal. Don't.
Smart. Put a pin in that. Anyway.
That's also how I get green screen effects.
And
stuff like that. I put so many viruses on my family's like big yellow Windows 98 computer by downloading things that I'm just like with like converters, and I'm just like, I can't do that.
All right.
So I just do everything with OBS because I'm perpetually nervous, because I don't want Parker to be like, why the fuck is there malware? And for me to be like, well, I needed boing sound effect. So
boing _sound effect
so
.mp3.
I ruined the entire computer.
.exe.
.exe yeah. Exactly. So whatever. But so then I was like, oh well, I do like video editing, so if you ever need help, blah, blah, blah. And so then I started doing that, and that's what I did for a long time. I wasn't like amazing, but I wasn't terrible. And then I went to college, so I stopped
And then you're like, fuck college.
No,
that
I have a
shit's for
degree.
the still for the birds.
It is, but I barely have a degree. I failed college algebra like 3 times.
Yeah, fuck college.
Yeah, fuck college. I agree.
Right. So you were like working with it a little bit, and then you're like, okay, college, and then you got.
Because my mom wanted me to go to college, and so then I was working at the country club. I was a beverage cart girl.
Bevy.
Yeah, you know how it is. That job is. If you're a girl and you can be a beverage cart girl, go be a beverage cart girl. Is what I will say, because you be making money.
You hear that? Hey,
Honest to God, you should, even if it's part time. You make a lot of money to drive around on a golf
I
cart.
could be a bevy girl.
No.
Oh.
It was appointed if you can do that, but I was trying to maintain eye contact because I'm a professional. Anyways.
Couldn't be me.
No, I'm looking at like everything in this room. And then I lost my job because of the pandemic. And because it's an entertainment job and golf courses don't have to be open.
Sure.
And then my job was like, you're fired. And then something kind of funny is my answering machine on my phone is, hi, this is Hilary Duff from Lizzie McGuire and you're watching the Disney Channel. And I missed my boss's call when he called me to fire me.
Oh.
So, and not just my boss, but like the guy who runs the country club, the HR manager and my boss in a room just calling everyone to fire them.
Yo.
So I missed it. So they certainly heard, hey, this is Hilary Duff from Lizzie McGuire and you're watching the Disney Channel. And then I called them back and then I got fired.
That should be a TikTok. That is so funny. That's so fucking funny.
Yeah. And like, then I was like, this is an aside, but so they fire me, right? And like, I'm crying. They let me go, but I'm like crying on the phone because I'm like, what the fuck? Because it was like in April of 2020. So like pandemic happening, but not
Fresh.
like, it was probably like
April.
It was probably, I think it was like end of March.
Okay. Well,
So
yeah.
like
Yeah.
it was like moving.
I always, this is how I think of the pandemic starting or not. I was like, was it when they canceled the rodeo?
Yeah, you know, that's
That was
valid.
like that.
That's true.
Like the weekend in my head of
It
like,
was around
when they
then.
canceled the
It was
rodeo.
definitely around then because I remember being at
the rodeo.
work. The rodeo.
They canceled the rodeo down here in
Yeah,
Texas.
absolutely. I wish that the pandemic wasn't happening because I want to go to the rodeo so bad. I love the rodeo.
It's gonna happen.
I know, but I know.
Anyway.
So I'm like crying on the phone because I just lost I've never been fired or let go in my life. And I'm like, I understand, but I'm like, I'm a good employee. Like, what the fuck? And so I'm like trying not to cry on the phone. Like, I could tell that the manager of the club, like the general manager, wanted to hang up the phone because he needed to go fire more people. But he was just like, Morgan, are you there? And I was like, yes, like trying not to sob into the phone. And then I hung up and called my dad and was like, Dad, I just got fired. And he was like, I also just got fired like the day before. And I was just like,
yo,
yeah, that shit sucked.
That sucked.
But then
you got that stimmy money.
I got my
you got those stimmy turners.
I got my stimulus checks this year.
Oh.
So no.
You did not get the stimmy turners.
My Trump bucks did not help me in my hour of needs. But I will tell you what did. It was Texas unemployment was banging.
Texas unemployment fucking sucks. I didn't get a single dollar. I was laid off for 3 months.
I made so much money on Texas unemployment.
I didn't get a single fucking penny.
Why?
It's a whole thing. I don't want to get into it. It's not part of this podcast. I was supposed to get like $1,000-something. I did not. 3 months unemployment, no money.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I was making like $700 a week.
Don't talk to me.
Because it was boosted and shit.
Oh, yeah.
They like boosted. In the height of the pandemic, it was boosted. They like supplemented it. You still had to pay taxes on that money.
I had a joke.
So it wasn't free.
I was trying to write a joke when I was unemployed. I was like, I got unemployed recently. And I'm like, that sucks because my employer couldn't wait. They couldn't do it when all the employment benefits were actually like on and popping.
They're like,
oh, fuck this guy in particular.
Yeah.
You're going to get the fucking
You're gonna
regular.
That was one good. They
unemployment.
said to me on the phone when they were firing me, they were like, we're going to make it really easy for you to file for unemployment and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I would fucking hope so. I need to eat, dude. But you know how it is. Now I'm good. Now I'm chilling.
Then you were unemployed.
Anyway, so then I was unemployed and then I stopped being on unemployment probably in like November, but I'm pretty good about saving money. So no, it was probably like July, but I'm good at saving money. So I wasn't like dying. And then Kate hit me up in December of 2020 and was like, hey, do you want to come do some part-time stuff for me again?
Banana Jesus came down. Pickle Rick came down from the inflatable heavens.
Well, so she definitely underestimated. She was like, do you want a part-time job? I was like, I want a full-time job. Give me a full-time job because I need fucking money.
Yeah.
And I didn't really want to in the beginning because when I left for college, it was pretty like, I don't know. she takes numbers really seriously, and so there were times where like the environment was like really stressful and like it was just like not my favorite. So like I asked her about that. I was like, is it gonna be stressful? And she was like, no, I've been doing a lot of whatever. And it is stressful, but not in the same way that it was before.
That's good.
Yeah, she's tried to do a lot of stuff to like help herself out a bunch.
Yeah.
And so then
Got some horses.
And so then in January I started working for her again, and now
you're like
I'm
super manager.
I am.
Come on.
I am head super
You're
manager.
a fucking
Come on.
commander of this insane fleet that is Amouranth.
That is me. And then I hired a bunch of my friends.
Yeah.
Because we needed
You're
people.
basically a capitalist. You are the patriarchy.
I'm the patriarchy?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm going to change so many things. I want to pay for dates.
Oh.
I like that. I like to, unironically, I need to be on your dating podcast because this is, I was just going to say.
Give him a teaser.
I just like paying for things.
Oh.
I like sugar babying.
It's probably your love language. Isn't that how your parent,
my mother would fix problems by paying for things. And I always thought I was so much like my dad. And I'm like, oh God, I'm my mom. Because if I upset someone, I'll be like, can I buy you something? And they're like, no, give me space. And I'm like, but what if I buy you something? I like gift giving.
Yeah.
Now I just be like, do you want money? What do you want? I can pay for it.
You want to be one of those like 40-year-old moms that's like, come here, baby. You stop,
I want to be a sugar daddy.
That nonsense. Here you go.
Fill out your applications to be the Samatura sugar baby because I want to.
Yo. Fill out the apps. Fill out the apps.
Listen,
we got our own unemployment over here.
Absolutely.
Shit.
Better than Greg Abbott.
Shit. Damn.
It's fun. I don't know.
So yeah. So one of the things I want to talk about. So I mean, you're like head honcho basically.
Yeah.
What is it? So I really wanted to talk about how you were put in charge to handle different social media sites and your experience with that, because you were telling me about it and I thought it was super cool how you basically, it's like, so in like business kind of consulting terms, it was like its own business unit. So like you have like Twitch and then you have different revenues or streams, and then you were like put in charge of it and growing it out. So I wanted to hear about what that process was like.
Yeah, Fansly specifically. And so Fansly was a new platform and it's an OnlyFans competitor style platform. And the CEO, his name is Merk, and he was a Twitch streamer. I don't think he does anymore, but he's from Austin. And Fansly was like a Recful project. Like Recful started Fansly, and obviously it got passed on to his friends. But so Kate was like one of the people that they had paid to be on it initially. But it was like a short contract, and she was running it, but wasn't taking it like super seriously. Like she was posting on it and enjoying it, but then she gave it to me.
She has so much other stuff.
Yeah. So she was like, can you try and figure it out? So then I was working on it, and I worked with like the dev team directly. And I was like, these are things that I think could be fixed. What if we added, like there's tiers, subscription tiers on Fansly because I asked for them.
Damn.
Like I was like, I think it would work better if you made it an OnlyFans or Patreon combination website. So if you want to run it like a Patreon, you can. If you want to run it like an OnlyFans, you can. Like just, I feel like having optionality, because girls want to run things differently, is like totally worth it. There's like a bunch of the vault feature as it stands right now exists because I asked for it.
So is that kind of like a paywall? Like you pay and then you can get stuff behind the paywall?
OnlyFans or the Fansly?
The vault stuff, yeah.
Oh no, the vault is just the organization on the back end. So the vault is like where like I asked if there could, because it used to just be anything that you uploaded would be in the vault, and then there was like a messages tab, so things that you sent in messages, things that were wall posts, etc. You could like kind of sort, but you couldn't make custom folders. Okay. So I was like, can we have folders so I can put all of like the shower videos in a section, and all of the like if the videos are supposed to be like up like $15 to $20 range, I can put all those in a folder just so that I can find them. Yeah. So like that's on Fansly, and then a month later it was on OnlyFans. So I was like, I'm not gonna say that's me, but I will say
someone's out here giving them the good info.
I honest to God have thought about just going and doing that. If everything fell apart, I would go work for some adult site, and I would be like, I'll tell you what to add. There's
this
features.
Is what these fucking people need.
Absolutely. And so I'm like, there's features that they're working on right now that I'm really excited about, that they messaged this year, like the 2nd or 3rd of January, the lead development person messaged me on Discord and was like, do you have any features you want to see? You give us really good input. And I was like, thank you so much.
It's like, yeah, my consulting rates are...
I said that. I was like, if you ever want me to work there...
Consulting rates. But
yeah, so I ran that, and I had figured out how to maximize it really well by July. So then in August is when OnlyFans said that they were going to take adult content off.
This is a big topic, and I wanted you to talk about.
Yeah. So then in August, OnlyFans said that they were going to take the adult content off, and so then everyone was freaking out because nobody knew where to go. And so then we like jumped on a Twitter moment and talked about it, not because we were being paid to promote it, but people were like talking about the site, and they were like, I don't think it's a good site. And so we jumped on and we were like, actually, it's a very good site. We like it a lot. The dev team talks to us and they really give a shit. Because they do. Like, I don't ever talk to OnlyFans. They don't care about what we do. But, like, this team does. And so then that spiked the user base a lot for us. Like literally 3 times our revenue from that month. And then it's been, like, a consistent stream upwards since then. So that was good, but also bad because it was, like, everyone... Bad from an industry perspective because a bunch of girls were really scared for a minute.
A lot of people, because a lot of people make a lot of money off of OnlyFans and primarily with that type of content. So for them to announce those changes, it's like, oh shit.
And I think that websites are like entitled to make those changes, but like I think for me, if you make a platform that's making you $1 bajillion on literally the backbone of like sex work girls and e-girls and stuff, and then you're like, okay, now get off. It's like,
that's scummy.
It's scummy and weird.
It's dumb.
So I believe that the reason is because there's a lot of complicated blah, blah, blah banking stuff.
Sure.
Banks don't.
Payment process or something.
I think, yes. But banks don't like adult stuff. So like I went to go open a business account at Chase and the lady was like, I don't think you do, but like, do you do any kind of like adult work or whatever? I was like, I was like, sometimes. And she checked the box and it would not let her move on to the next step. Like she was supposed to tell me no.
Wow.
And then she was like, is that all you do? And I was like, no, because I also sometimes edit like finance videos. So I just said, I edit finance videos. So then she unchecked the box and then it let me make a business account.
That is crazy. That is so insane to me that these types of like financial institutions are so like, I wonder what the history is behind them not allowing that type
I think
of stuff.
It is really just
it's like a brand perspective.
I think it's a brand thing.
It all goes back to advertising. They can't advertise that shit and be advertiser friendly. We live in an ad world.
But you're also supposed to pay taxes on illegal things. Like if you're a drug dealer, you're supposed to pay taxes. Like you're supposed to self-pay taxes, even though it's like illegal.
Self-reported income.
Yeah, you're supposed to. Yeah, like you can get
money laundering is a thing. Right?
100%. Yeah. Because money laundering is a thing because you want to put it in the bank, but you can't because it's illegal money. Yeah. So then you have to be like.
We're talking taxes, yeah.
Yeah, but it's the same thing, really. So it's my belief that OnlyFans was having issues with a banking thing and already basically had it fixed because it was done in 2 days. Like the OnlyFans taking adult content off to OnlyFans being like, actually, we're keeping it was done in like 2 or 3 days. And I don't think it's because they suddenly fixed it. I think it was like a work in progress and they were signing some papers with whatever their new banking person was going to be. And then it got leaked because I don't think a new banking company could swoop in
that
fast. No. I feel like it must. And like my understanding is that there's a couple months beforehand, there had also been articles that were like OnlyFans to potentially take off adult whatever. So I feel like it had been in the works for a while. It just was unfortunate timing, but it helped everyone else.
Right.
It helped every other adult platform.
Right. And a bunch of different platforms trying to benefit off of that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's so interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy stuff. But so that's why our mindset now is of things kind of to take credit for. When I was 19 and I first worked for Kate, we were on Patreon and she was making like $160K a month on Patreon. Crazy, like top tier. Mm-hmm. And I was like, well, why don't we make an OnlyFans too? Because whatever. And she was like, well, I don't think blah, 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 blah. And we're making so much money on the Patreon and I don't want it to like cannibalize the Patreon, right. Which is true. And it would have had that effect. But like they had talked to her about like giving her like a lower percentage of their cut and like all sorts of stuff.
This thread.
She tweeted about this recently. Yeah. And so I was like, yeah, okay. And then I stopped working there. If we had accepted that deal 2 years ago, the revenue streams would be crazy.
Yeah.
Like they're still crazy and they would be crazy. And so
she said it cost her like millions of dollars.
Millions, like easily. And that's why it's like now we're just on things. Yeah. Like we weren't on Fansly with the intent of making a ton of money. We were just like, well, maybe it'll do good. And now we make very good money. So it's like, but we weren't for a while. And I feel like for a lot of girls, if you don't have a team, like that can be really discouraging to be on a bunch of platforms. Mm-hmm. And you're the person posting, you have to run them all. Like it's time management.
That's definitely something that we could talk about too, because I don't have as extensive or exhaustive experience in that regard, but when I was running for like Weep shirts and stuff, that was a whole process of me just handling like the social media aspect, which is so much like that. Social media and the marketing aspect is so much of like reaching out to people, making and scheduling posts,
100%,
running ads.
It's so much easier with a team.
Creating
like
stuff.
Doing it by yourself is like nigh impossible once you get to a certain, like it's hard as fuck to do at a Weeb shirt scale. And you were selling shirts, but it was not like,
it's hard. I mean, it's so much like handling designers and everything. It's so much. And a lot of people, I don't think, understand or like have been behind the curtain enough to see all these different moving parts in something as simple as like an online t-shirt drop shipping, or something as like massive as what Kate does.
Right. And I just think that having a team is so helpful, if nothing else, because it's like what you said, like reaching out to influencers. It's like, that's just talking back and forth. And if you're streaming all day, it's like you can't check your Twitter every 30 minutes to figure out all the logistics and what is my schedule and what am I doing, blah, blah, blah. Like, it's just easier with a team. And that's what it's like. It's hard. That is, in my opinion, the jump from like, okay, you're taking it kind of seriously and you're making money, to like, okay, I'm going to fucking grind. Like, I'm going to make money, is having people that can help you. Even I know a lot of girls have like their boyfriends help them, or like their girlfriends or partners.
I had Melanie help me with a bunch of stuff.
Exactly.
My production assistant. Currently helping me.
Yeah, absolutely. But that's what I'm saying, is like, if you were doing this, like what she's doing right now,
how am I going to be moving?
No, you can't. And that's what I'm saying. Even just one more person helps alleviate the task load so much. And so then it's like, it was just me and Kate for a minute, and there was Jazz. Jazz had been working there, but Jazz wanted to go work on her own independent projects and stuff, which totally makes sense. Do you? But then it was like, we were building a bunch, and then I was getting stressed. And so then I had a friend named Gabby Goiby, who I had like just met. I had known Gabby for like 3 or 4 months, but like I felt like she could listen to me and not give me trouble with it. And I felt like we could have a work relationship and a whatever. So I was like, hey, do you want a job? Please come work here. And she didn't want to. She cleaned Kate's house first. And I was like, what
doing like odd jobs.
Yeah, basically. And because she needed like a little extra money.
Sure. But
she was working at Sally's Beauty and she hated it. And so I was like, Gabby, quit, come here.
Join the
But she lived in a Atascocita. And so she would have to drive like.
What the fuck?
Atascocita?
What the hell is that? Is that a place? Is that a location or a noun?
It's a place. It's a place in like here. Not Katy, but like.
Okay.
It's a place in the greater Houston area.
Okay.
But she
you like casted a spell. You like
Atascocita.
That sounds like a city in Kentucky.
It's a spell. No, a spell is a great description. Jesus. But so she would drive like an hour and 30 minutes to hang out with me. And so then on like days when I would have her be working, she would just sleep on my couch. And so then I was like, Gabby, move into my house. So now she lives with me. Gabby's my roommate now. But then Gabby started working there, and then Alyssa made a post about how her job sucked. Yeah. And I was like, do you want a job?
You're like this like evil underboss, like mafia lord, like come join the family. Join the family.
Now it's about helping myself. Because I only have so many hours in a day and my days are fucking packed. Like, I'm going to get off of this and leave.
Go edit a booty.
And go edit. I edited something before I came here, and I'm going to go home and edit more things. Like,
Was it a butt?
Yeah, it's a butt.
It's a butt.
But it is what it is. But like.
That butt brings home the bacon and going to get y'all sugar babies.
Absolutely. That butt is going to put my kids through college.
Let's go.
Like, I don't care. I don't give a shit. But that's the thing I think about often, is I feel like a lot of girls feel the pressure to be the butt. Don't be the butt. Be the person that edits the butt.
Oh.
You can make
elaborate.
You can make a lot of money. Be the person. Be the butt.
Be the butt.
If you want. Fuck it. But like I'm fairly self-conscious, and like I had been online and been on streams and people said really shitty things about me, and I was like, I don't think
Which I do want to talk about. We'll get there.
Great. We will talk about people
being
roasting
shitty.
you.
We'll get there.
But I don't know. It just really was like taxing on my mental health. And so I was like, well, I don't even know if I want to fucking do this anymore and blah, 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 blah. Now I'm a back end person. I still get to meet all the cool people. I got to go meet Anthony Padilla and fucking H3 and Hassan. And I got to do all these things.
But yeah, okay.
I like Anthony Padilla.
He's probably cool, yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I get to meet cool people. I get to do cool things, go places, and like the stress level is all back end management stuff, which I feel very comfortable doing because like I'm good at talking to people. I'm good at operations. I'm good at talking to people. I'm good at organizing things. Like that's where I excel. So it's great because I still get to do it. I get to edit like pictures and videos and like have this creative element to my job and conceptual. Like I just did this whole music video and like,
oh God, yeah, that thing.
The music video.
I need y'all to talk about that, but okay.
It's fun. But that's what I'm saying is like like Landry made the beat, Kate wrote all the words, Landry mixed the whole thing, and then I storyboarded the music video and shot the whole music video and edited the whole music video. So all of that was my job, in addition to all my other things. And it gets really stressful. So that's why I'm like, hey, other people, do you want to also come maybe work for me so that I can
100%.
do less things? But I don't do less things. I just pick up different things.
But isn't that's that's like the cool part of when you're growing something. When you're growing something is like you have these tasks, like you have the thing that you like doing. So like, let's take the example of like, I start this knitting hobby, right? Let's go back to the knitting example, right? I want to do an Etsy store. So now not only do I have to knit, I have to then take pictures of my stuff, put it on the store, right? If someone orders something, I then have to like handle shipping it out.
And if there's a mistake, I have to be the person customer supports it. I have to figure out with my bank if there's like a refund.
Yep.
If there is a chargeback that I think is a fraudulent chargeback, then I have to reach out to the bank because they'll compensate you if it is a fraudulent chargeback.
Sure.
But like you have to spend all the and now you're losing time that you could have been knitting.
You got to figure out. Well, exactly. You got to figure out ads and stuff if you want to do paid ads. Post on social media, and if you're taking any of the advice that we have today, it's post on every single social media. So that's 5.
And then it's like depending on the social media, there's different ways to maximize for it. Because like on TikTok, you don't just want to be posting. Like a picture.
You want to,
it needs to be like an engaging video.
If you're trying to do native to that platform content, that's another step.
So it's just a lot of like maintaining. And that's why I'm saying like, even if it's just a partner, like even if it's one person, having one person help you astronomically changes the workload and makes the balance better. And so then if you're trying to do full monetization on a bunch of platforms, you need a bunch of people. And then it also has to do with, like I was saying, it's like you're losing time that you could have been knitting. It's like, so if you're an OnlyFans girl, the product that you're selling is videos of yourself. So how many are you going to send a month? Mm-hmm. What are the price ranges of those videos? What are the themes of those videos? How often are we going to have to film those? We're then losing days that we needed you to be streaming because streaming is good for driving the engagement and making sure that new people can see you and find you and whatever. But we also need to do that on YouTube, and we need the YouTube videos to be engaging because YouTube content is different than TikTok content. There's just like so much.
There's so much.
And it's hard for... And
that's why we tell you just knit.
Just knit.
Just knit.
Just have a hobby.
But the last thing I'll say is that, or at least what I wanted to say was that this is what I was talking about earlier when I was saying building the infrastructure around the thing that you want to do. So if you want to be the knitter and you just want to knit, hire or look for people to do everything that isn't knitting. Mm-hmm. Alternatively, if you get to the point where you're like, I like knitting, I also like social media, I would rather do social media, then figure out the way of doing it.
Oh yeah, right? 100%. I hate editing the ASMR videos. I will not do it. That's not true because I've still had to do it. But that was like one of my coming back requirements was like, I'm not going to be the person that edits these ASMR videos. And so if there's like a late sponsorship and I have to throw it in really fast, like I can do that.
So if someone needs a job editing
we have one. We have one.
Okay, never mind.
Don't do that.
Get fucked.
Now we actually are kind of running out of jobs. It's a whole thing. But
that's
no, because when we run out of jobs, she's like, well, that means we could expand. And I'm like, so there's never a break, but
I love it.
But that's what I'm saying is like I do everything except for the ASMRs because I'm like I don't want to do that. So it's the same thing. It's like, oh well, I would really like to.
But you're like second in command, Miss Lieutenant, so you could say I ain't doing this shit.
I'm second in command, Miss Lieutenant, and I still have to edit the things.
Hey,
I don't want to edit the things anymore. I don't have a problem.
You need more friends who can come do that.
Or I'll just give my friends more tasks.
Wow. See, you are a capitalist. I love it.
Capitalism.
Isn't this great?
Capitalism.
Isn't this great? This is wonderful. You made all these jobs for people. I mean, come on.
I mean, it's not.
That's the fucking dream.
You're not wrong, I guess. I mean, it's.
Isn't that wonderful?
It does kind of feel good to see my friends go from like floundering and being like, I don't know how I'm going to make money, to me being like, I can give you a stable
being in a position
thing
to help these people.
Yeah, like that feels good. I mean, it's stressful because it is like, I know you're like, haha, capitalism, but like it literally is, we're selling products all day
Yeah.
and like maximizing how to best sell products and like what's like you could call the themes of the videos like the gimmick, like what's the best gimmick to make this content sell better than the last whatever, and what can we learn from and what can we learn for the, because then you want different flavors because you don't want it to just be the same thing over and over, so you have to have differences so that people will continue to buy it. Yeah, exactly. And so I'm just like, oh my gosh, and I have to be on these like gnarly websites like watching girls do crazy shit that try to conceptualize. Do you remember I posted in our group chat and I was like, what are some themes that you guys would like to see? And Julio was like, what about a teacher thing? And I was like, that was last week. And he was like, what about this thing? And I was like, we did that yesterday. What about this thing? That was the week before last week. Like,
you're running out of categories on the website.
There's not enough categories. There's not enough categories.
No.
That's what I'm saying is it's definitely tricky, but blah, blah, blah. Be a back-end person because you still have all of the stress of being a front-end creator person, but it's not about how you look.
Oh, because people will shit on your look sometimes. Let's talk about it.
Great segue.
From the I don't know. I feel like this is important because, I mean, we can talk about it as much as you want or not, but I remember when I was on her streams back in the day, people were always saying some silly fucking shit about me, right? Mm-hmm. And I always took it in stride. Like, I don't really let what people say get to me that much. And they would just say like, oh, like, look at this fucking guy. And it was funny too, as of recent, when I was on her podcast back in the all girls podcast, and I was the first or only dude. I'm there wearing my fucking medical gloves as a fucking joke because it was like COVID. Mm-hmm. And people were always saying like silly stuff in the chat, and I eat it up. And I play off of it, and I'll like write in the chat, and I'll be fucking around and trolling them. And I think it's probably because I'm a guy. I'm like in it. I'm like, fucking nerds. And then they're kind of like, oh fuck, this is our hero king,
our Lord and Savior. It's very funny to watch the shift when you're on the streams from people being like, fuck this guy, because they're only like, fuck this guy because you're on. They want to. They want to be on the stream.
I wish I could smell her.
Yeah, absolutely. And then which you don't. But whatever.
Oh my god.
That's a whole separate, like I said that the other day. I was like, people are like, wow, your job's so glamorous. I'm like, I've had to shave this girl's asshole. Like, it's not that glamorous. No. Like, people think your poor LinkedIn, you can't post this. But it's like, people are like, oh, so blah, 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 blah. I'm like, no, you cannot. Like, it's not fun.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
people have their own ideas and they have no idea at all. Like, they have like 1% idea, and it's just what they see. Actually
100%. But I don't know. I say it to people all the time. I'm like, she's a weird Disney adult horse girl. Like, she's not this like sexual goddess.
I love Kate. What I've always said when people ask me about her, I'm like, she's like a nerd.
She's a fucking nerd.
She's awkward. I love Kate.
She's so awkward.
I love her.
It's so funny. We'll be places and like I'll be doing this, you know what I mean? I don't mean to, but I do tend to like, I was gonna say monopolize conversations, but I also try very actively to like engage. Sure. Like if someone's shy, I'll like ask them questions and I'll do whatever, but we'll be places and she'll say things or won't say things where I'm just like, what are you, why did you just do? We're at work. It's a shoot day recently. And like, so it's me, Gabby, Landry's doing miscellaneous things. Like Landry right now does a lot of the like heavy lifting stuff, which is nice. Landry is also one of my roommates. And Alyssa, capitalism. And we're like eating lunch and we're just like having a conversation. And every time we have a conversation, Kate's just kind of like, like sitting there, but so we're having a conversation about like true crime, and you know how it is. And I mentioned the Zodiac killer, and she said, "Who?" And I was like, "What do you mean who?" And she was like, "I've never heard of what is that?" And I was like, listen, I understand not being into true crime or whatever, but
I only know.
But you've heard the name,
yeah.
Like
Ted Cruz. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, I said that. I was like, you didn't hear Ted Cruz is a Zodiac killer? She was like, no, and I was like, I wasn't here for this one. This one made me lose my goddamn mind. Oh my god, I'm so sorry, but I would do this in front of her, so it's whatever. But. I love Kate. Yeah. Her and Gabby went to Tennessee for Wubby's The Price is Scuffed thing. Nice. And they all went out to eat after, her and all the other streamers, and someone showed like a meme and it was Tupac. Like it had a picture of Tupac.
Oh fuck.
And Kate goes, "Who is that?" And they go, which like if you don't recognize Tupac, that's fine, right?
Sure.
But they go, "That's Tupac." And she goes, "Who is that?" And they're like, "He's like a rapper." And she goes, "Oh, I just don't listen to modern rap." Just digging the biggest hole. And I was like, girl.
It's almost endearing, but then you go back to let's give her the benefit of the doubt. She streams.
I love her.
12 hours. She don't got time to go Netflix and see stuff.
I work
You think
for
she
her.
watched Squid Game? She didn't watch Squid Game.
She watched Squid Games.
Oh fuck.
She watched it on ASMR. She's multitasking.
Oh shit. That's like
I don't understand why that's an inside secret. I don't know why everyone's like,
I never
wow,
thought about it.
I can't believe that she's not just staring at herself.
I'm stupid, and I was like, and then I read.
Everyone's like, she's sitting there going like,
she's like,
but just like looking at
I
herself.
thought she was focused.
No, she is on the surface of the moon. She is dead behind the eyes.
It's autopilot.
It's not anymore. She tries really hard to focus now, but like. But people would like spoil shit for her in her chat and stuff. So now she's just like, fuck it, I'm gonna just watch it. Who cares?
Man, that's so funny.
She's a funny lady.
I
like her a lot.
No, I know. I don't want it to come out like I'm talking shit. It's just funny because I still see her as like, she just likes Pokemon.
Yeah, she does.
And then now that she might not be in the know of just stuff.
It's so funny. She's a neat. It's fine.
She really is.
She 100%.
Yeah.
Anyways, the bullying, people being shitty to you. I don't know. I just don't like it. It sucks. I feel like I do like that it's like a bit. I feel like for you, how like at the beginning they'll be like shitty and then they're like, oh, our king, like this is our man. But they're not like that.
No,
if it's because I do feel like inherently a lot of times guys are like, oh, I don't think this girl is attractive, then the value basis isn't there. Whereas it's like you don't watch a dude stream. If you're a straight man, you do not watch a dude streamer because he's hot. Like,
correct.
It's not an element.
Correct.
If anything, if he is hot, people make it a point. Like when I remember Jake was an Overwatch player and people would be like, dude looks like he's playing fucking soccer, like shitting on him because he's conventionally attractive. Right. Like it's almost a deterrent if the guy is too hot because then you can't put yourself in his perspective. But I feel like if it's a girl, they're like, fuck you. And I'm like, I'm trying to exist. Please. And it really like it wasn't just like a couple mean comments. It would be like threads of people like and I was really self-conscious about my weight for a really long time. I'm still self-conscious about my weight, but I've lost a lot of weight. Yeah. But it's like I think that's a thing that people don't realize or that I've thought about before is like I could have gone from like I wasn't, but I could be like 250 pounds and I could have lost like 80 pounds and I'd still be a little heavy and people but they don't know that. They don't know that I'm like making good progress and losing a lot of weight. They're just going to be like, you look fat and ugly. And I'm like, well, this is like deterring all of this work that I've done.
Right.
Because
I see how it really could / did like just,
Yeah. Because it's like, I feel like I'm making progress and like working on my weight and like being healthy and stuff. But people don't know that. They just see how you look right now. And they're like, you look like shit. And I'm like, well, I felt really good about how I look. But this like totally deters like why am I doing all this work if people are just going to say that I look like shit anyways?
Do you think that, I think obviously it helped push you to do more stuff on the back end, you think? Or do you look at it back
It made me not want to work there. Like that was part of why I stopped is because it was not like a good environment for me because I didn't like myself so much. And now it's like, I like it more now because I'm able to do all the things I was doing, but at a way bigger level. Like before I was just editing stuff and now I'm actually making decisions and like having things happen. Like it feels like I'm a management person. Yeah. And then I'm not on the streams as much because I said I didn't want to be. So now when I get to be on the streams, it's kind of like on my own terms. Volition. Yeah. And I have lost a lot of weight. So like in the Vice video, it's like, I didn't like how I looked in that video, but I was just like, I've lost a lot of weight and I've made a lot of progress. So it's like, I can't even be mad at myself. Right. Because I know that I have. A lot of it is, I think, maturing too, because people are just going to be shitty to you either way. So it's like, you've made the decision that you're like, this isn't going to affect me. So it's like, part of it is just getting to the point where you're like,
comfortable.
Yeah. Cause like, I still see shit sometimes and I'm like, damn, that sucks. But it does not eat me the way that it used to. Cause I used to be like miserable. Like it would fuck up my whole day. And now I'm just like, I think part of it too is because I'm successful. Like I'm making money. So I'm like, I can't be like.
I remembered what I was going to talk about. I remember that
We got
topic
there. Let's
from
go.
an hour ago, and we're gonna talk about it short. Put it on me. Just put it on me. Oh wait, no, you can't because you have to do that. I remember the topic now.
Wow, that's so exciting.
I remember the topic now.
Let's get to it. Let's get the shit.
The topic was the fact that people are gonna be assholes. Like people are assholes no matter what.
Inherently.
No matter what. So it doesn't matter. If you I remember the topic because
Well,
the topic
say
was
it before it's gone.
The topic was hitting people,
Yeah.
right, and violence, right? It's like, oh, he's gonna be an asshole. I'm gonna inflict this violence and be mean or mad at him, right? But he was gonna be a racist asshole before or after. You're not doing anything. You're just hitting them.
So one might think that I do think though.
You think there's reform through beating someone up?
I don't think reform, but kind of like when we were like make them afraid again. Like if me beating your ass will make it so that you don't scream a slur at somebody, then I have inherently helped society.
I believe violence. I feel like that stuff just goes in and then comes out in other ways / maybe
I don't
worse
disagree.
ways.
I do think that a lot of times people like that.
I'm obviously like, yeah, it's a hypothetical.
No. But I'm saying like a lot of times I think people like that. It's like if you get your ass beat because you're a piece of shit. A lot of the times those people are already pieces of shit. So then they like internalize and like martyrdom themselves, and they're like, oh, people always hate me because I'm so blah 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 blah. And it's like, no, it's because you're a fucking asshole, dude. But
to bring it back to the point that we were just talking about, I had a video or a thing I tried to do on Twitch a long time, or like a video talking about haters, like the idea of haters. And the big theme or gist of it was not letting the haters get to you, because people are going to be assholes no matter what. Like you could be doing everything right or wrong. These people are still going to do whatever it is. So it's just a matter of getting to the point where it doesn't affect you, hurt you, or whatever as much as it did before. Or
right.
all.
I think that for women in particular, or I guess for feminine people, female presenting people, it's particularly difficult because socially your worth is connected to your aesthetics. Like, not that it isn't for men, but like it's not so heavily prioritized for men in that, like I was talking about with streamers, it's like there are plenty of streamers that just like aren't attractive, like conventionally. They're just normal looking people. That doesn't make like I might find that person attractive, you might find that person attractive, but like socially, conventionally, they're not attractive. But it doesn't affect their job, and the people that are shitting on them don't shit on them because they're not attractive. Like someone like I don't want to like pick an example because that feels shitty, but like
you don't have to.
Right, exactly. If you're like a guy streamer and you're not like the hottest dude in the world, but you're like you're a good looking guy, like you're just you look like a dude. It's like if people are hating on you, it will never be like, look at this normal looking man.
Right.
You're not hot. Like people don't, that's not an insult that you get.
Right.
But you can be the same thing, but a girl, not like the hottest girl in the world, but not ugly, just a girl. But because you're not the hottest girl in the world, that's the point that needs to be like, you need to know that I don't find you attractive. Like you're not hot. You're not pretty because you're not the hottest girl ever. And it's just like that juxtaposition of like, you could take a normal dude and a normal girl, and the normal dude's criticisms will be like, not funny, you're boring and shitty and blah, blah, blah. And the girls will be like, ugly.
It will always be about her attractiveness and looks.
Right. Which like
first,
because it shows you that the value basis, like that's the most important thing.
Everything goes back to the light switch. Everything goes back to the light switch.
Lay it on us.
The light switch. Have you heard of the light switch?
The dimmer thing?
The dimmer thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
I liked that.
Guys, generally.
We're making assumptions quickly.
I have to say generally these days. No, I'm kidding. Guys are just like, are you hot or not? Hot or not to me? Hot or not? Hot or not? Hot or not?
Absolutely.
And then it kind of builds out from that.
And then with the girls, it's like, well, I think he's pretty attractive, but he's funny, so that moves it up a little bit. But then this, so
or I get to know him better.
Yeah, like, and then as I know him, it'll slide up the thing, and then it'll be on. Like it could have been mostly on or already pushed towards that way. But it also could have been like almost off and then pushed that way. But if guys, and
if you're
like,
Vegeta, it's completely off.
And then it's on with Vegeta. With Vegeta, it's just the on-off switch.
Shit,
that's not true.
Vegeta's a strobe light.
Basically.
Oh my god,
it's just good. I just like mean dudes. That's not even true because I feel like if a man spoke to me that way in person, I would sob. Yeah. It's the fantasy.
Haters are.
That's my thing though, is I think that
fuck haters.
I think it's very easy to be like, fuck haters. And if it wasn't like, I think psychology. You know Maslow's hierarchy of needs?
Yeah.
The highest one is self-actualization.
Yeah.
That's like you have to love yourself to be self-actualized. You have to feel like you're who you are meant to be. I'm doing what I want to be doing. This is who I am. I know who I am. I am complete. That's how your hierarchy of needs is met. Your needs are met. I've eaten, I've slept, whatever. But in order to truly be fulfilled, you have to feel like you know you're happy with yourself. So if someone is constantly shitting on you and ragging on you for like a physical thing that you can't change, and that's wearing down at your perception of yourself, then you can't be happy, because then you won't like yourself because you're constantly being criticized for things about you.
I mean, it's like yes and no.
I just think that it's obviously you have to make the decision to be like, this isn't going to affect me. You know what I mean? But I think that it's a lot easier said than done for a lot of people.
Yeah. You can't just wake up today and say, I will not be self-conscious.
How is cyberbullying even real? Like, just walk away from the screen.
No comment.
That's very firmly your opinion, isn't it?
No comment. No, but I mean, it's because in a funny way, yes, but in a way, like recognizing that it's not, you can't just turn off being self-conscious.
Right. And as like a social creature, humans are like, you're meant to care about other people's opinions about yourself.
In the stand? It's
absolutely.
all hierarchies.
Well, kind of.
And lobsters.
No. Have you seen that movie, The Lobster? Movie sucks. Don't watch it. It's a tangential. I watched it.
Have you seen Leon the Lobster on YouTube? The guy who buys a lobster from a grocery store and raises it?
No.
You should watch it when you get
My
home.
Evening plans are sorted. This man raises a lobster?
Yeah, he like saves it. I guess he saves it.
Very funny.
Damn, haters in the building. I mean, so you like where you're at now with as far as kind of your work?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think it's a lot better than it was, definitely, because I'm able to, one, I'm making money, and then two, it's like it's like what you were saying though. It's like I have employees. Yeah.
You have that like autonomy, or the autonomy to kind of help, actually, not just on like I'm editing level, but on I'm coming up and planning.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Is like I storyboarded, conceptualized, filmed, and edited the entire music video, and it's doing well. Like, it's cringy and embarrassing, but my favorite thing about that video is that like people will react to it and they're like, damn, but this video bangs. And I'm like, you're goddamn right, the video bangs. Like, are the lyrics cringe? Absolutely. But does the video bang? Yes, it does.
So for people who don't know, Caitlin Amouranth, she dropped a music video this week?
Like probably like 5 or 6 days ago at this point.
Yeah, so she dropped a music video, her first ever music video. And what was the idea of let's do a music video?
She just came to me and was like, we're going to do a music video. Okay. That's how a lot of it is. She's like, what if we did this?
Which I mean, that's awesome.
But then I do the same thing too. Like, I'll be like, what if you played Minecraft with Jack Manifold?
Yeah.
And she's like,
we're really happy about that.
I love Jack Manifold. He is so funny. I don't even care about Minecraft YouTube. I just think Jack Manifold is funny.
You're like, let's actualize this. And she's like, fuck it. And she likes Minecraft.
She likes Minecraft. Yeah. She would play Minecraft if left to her own devices. She's a neat. So she would just play Minecraft if left to her. She's funny because she was like, I only play creative. And I was like, you would. Play survival.
I was going to say something bad.
Yeah, I know what you were going to say. I know exactly what you were going to say. Say it. Say it in the microphone.
She seems like the type of person.
Oh, what is the kind of person that would like Minecraft? Huh. This man, this guy, this dude.
Oh, fuck. That's part of the reason I want to be a comedian. That way my weak, thinly veiled excuse for saying stupid stuff is, I'm trying to be funny.
For sexism.
That's sexism. That's just one trick in the hat.
Yeah. So sexism is just one of many jokes that I can tell.
This was my opinion since middle school, which
I want to hear this.
Which is telling. But,
Chat, he's going to dig such a deep hole right now.
Yeah, I know. This is great. Let's cancel me. Mm-hmm. My opinion and belief has always been, if I equally make fun of everyone, that's not a problem. Like, everyone gets it. No one gets left out.
If it's a joke... But like, I feel like people, again, boomer takes.
Like punching up and down and stuff?
No. Boomer takes. Like when boomers are like, I'm not racist. I hate everyone equally. I'm like, that's no, because that's still just racism. You're just racist to a lot of people. Like, it's not racism just
saying.
because you're racist to a lot of people. I'm not racist. I hate black people and Asian people. So you just hate two races. Like, what are you talking about? Like, that's not racism. Like, I've always been like astounded by that take. So being like, I make fun of everyone. It's like, great. So you're just multifaceted shitty.
But let's keep digging this hole. Let's keep digging this hole. Let's get industrial with this shit.
Okay.
I think that including people, especially people who
I feel
consider themselves outcasted.
I think it's important to make fun of marginalized groups.
because how is that not normalizing it?
I love that people are like, we should have inclusion. We should put gay people in movies, and you're like, I'm gonna bully them.
But hear me out.
Okay, so I will hear you out. But like, do you think that the marginalized groups don't get bullied? You think that No. I'm asking. You think that gay people? I'm just gonna pick gay people because I'm a gay person,
sure.
so we can.
Yeah.
You think that like gay people don't get like made fun of or jokes told about them or like harassed or whatever, so you're like, I need to do
Sure.
it because they don't get it enough. Gay people are like, they're like, we want inclusion.
Yes.
And you're like, I'm gonna make fun of you.
So this is gonna touch on something we talked on earlier. It's different if we're friends and I make fun of something, right? So to that regard, if I'm making fun of someone who, for just the sole fact of being gay, and I don't know them, and I want to hurt and harm them, that's horrible.
I will say I agree with. There are ways you can make jokes, but they have to be funny jokes. Because you can't just get up on the mic and like, okay, so John Mulaney, his ex-wife is Jewish, and he had a whole bit talking about Jewish people, and he literally was like, this is gonna get playfully anti-Semitic, so just allow it to go there. And like, he's like all this, but all the stuff he said was funny. Yep. They were funny jokes. Yep. So it wasn't like shitting on Jewish people. It was funny and involved Jewish culture and Jewish whatever. Yeah. I saw a joke on TikTok that made me laugh so hard. That was a gay man that was a comedian, and he was like, gay men love nothing more at the bar than messy white women. If you're a white woman and you're at the bar and a group of gay dudes comes up to you and they're like, yes, queen, you need to sit down and think about your life choices and what you're doing, because it means you've passed the point of no return. And it's true. Like, that's funny as fuck. But no one's like you said, no one's punching down or punching up. It's just a joke.
Yeah. But I agree. A prerequisite definitely, like, it has to be funny. Sure. Yeah. Okay. But let's go back to the point. I'm trying to get you to agree that I can make fun of people. No. But do you see how, in my sick, twisted way, making sure that those people are included in the fun of we're making jokes about everyone and each other is my kind of twisted-ish way of including them, right? Like, why would I purposely exclude? Like, I'm never going to make jokes about these groups.
I see, because I don't want to...
Right? Yeah. I feel like that's doing them disservice. They deserve to get bad jokes, too. Everyone deserves my shitty joke.
I think it's just the...
intention.
No, 100%. I agree with you. I think you should be able to... Like, John Mulaney's not Jewish. He made a joke about Jewish people. Like, I could make a joke about... Or it's the... who does it? I don't... it's Daniel Tosh, which Daniel Tosh has crazy jokes, so he's not a perfect example, but he had one where he was like, they always say that like, black people can't swim, but white people can't do sports, so we'll just have like a community sports league and then it'll all even out. Like, stuff like that, like, that's funny. Okay. Because it's not like inherently funny, but you're not shitting on the people involved in the jokes. Sure. Whereas I feel like a lot of times when people say, the verbiage particularly is like I make fun of everyone equally. It's like, well, probably not.
Probably not well, and probably not for a good reason.
Like, probably not. Like, you're probably making fun of people. Yeah. You aren't. I tell jokes about everyone equally. That's one thing. I'd be like, okay, that's cool. But if you're like saying I make fun of everyone equally, like, making fun of is not the same as telling a funny joke. Making fun of is being shitty. So I think the verbiage and the connotation there is one thing. Okay. And then also, like, most of the time it's not. Like, most of the time it's not even funny. It's just like I know it's a classic riff thing now, but like, comedians will just go up there and be like, I hate my fucking wife. It's like, okay, well, what? That's not funny. I'm not going to sit here forever and listen to you talk about how much you hate your marriage. Like, it's just not enjoyable.
Sure.
So that's what I'm saying. I feel like more than anything, it's the content. Like, is it funny? You can make funny jokes about fucked up things, but it has to be well written.
It has to be funny.
Because if it's not, then everyone's just like,
yeah,
damn, you're just up here saying fuck shit.
Yeah.
In your free time.
So I go to open mics a lot.
Oh, so you would probably know better than I do. Like, I don't go to...
Some people bomb on some stuff. It's inspiring. It really is. And that's what... So comedian... Like, I've talked to some comedians and they'll say that. They'll like... Part of the thing that gets people... It's interesting because you need those people to bomb so that new people come in like, let me try.
But that's how you can also tell, like, good comedians apart. I don't, like, actively seek out... A lot of the comedy that I watch will be like professional comedians, but TikTok, I see a lot of people's comedy sketches now because people, even clubs, like comedy clubs, will take good jokes and upload them and stuff.
Yep.
Like, and I like that kind of thing. You can tell when someone's a good comic when they get up after somebody who bombed and made everything feel fucking like weird. Like the set before them, the person told like
when
a weird joke.
Kind of worked against them, maybe.
Yeah,
like,
and then they go up there and they just like they say one thing and it like you can feel the tension release.
Interesting.
Like, it's a skill set. Being a good comedian is definitely a skill set. Like, it's hard because you have to like read the room, and then like people that will like riff off the audience and stuff. That's like a whole nother. I can barely say my 5 minutes without I can't still say it without and then taking a pause to say something else funny and then go back into it. It's like that's what I'm saying. It's definitely
I got the training wheels on.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a
trike.
I'm on the tricycle, got my knee pads and helmet on, trying my best, flying down a hill at unprecedented speeds. But that's what you got to do.
I love it.
Professionals be like.
I love it.
So when are you going to do your next one?
We'll see. I have like half of a 5 minute kind of started. Like I got some. I'm working on like a crown jewel almost.
The MARZ bar best hits.
I'm working on one that I really love because it has a lot of different things that I like. It's about gun control.
What a good, safe, soft topic.
It's
just
about gun control.
Really rolling.
And
what's your take? What's your take on gun control, Marcel?
I feel like I look at my like little sister and small people, generally women, and I'm like, y'all should have guns.
Unquestionably.
Y'all need guns.
I don't disagree.
Because like, come on. What? Come on.
I agree. No, 100%.
Yeah.
My whole take is you can't drive a car without a license. You shouldn't be able to have a gun without a license. People are like, cars kill more people than guns. Yeah, and I had to take a class to drive one.
I had to take a class.
Yeah. You could illegally drive a car. I can't stop people from doing things illegally. Yep. But like most school shootings don't happen from people that illegally own firearms. It's their parents had one legally.
Yeah.
Or they bought one legally. So I'm just like, I'm very pro guns. I live in Texas. Like, I have no disillusions.
Hey, motherfucker.
Yeah, but I'm also like, you should take a class. Yeah. And then also, here's some fun. I don't know if everybody knows this. If you get institutionalized, right? Because people are always like, oh, it's not about guns. It's about mental health. Okay, let's talk about mental health. You get institutionalized, but it's private. So I'll just use my family as an example. I have siblings that have had to go to inpatient program for mental health. Because we live in America and you have the right to medical privacy, if you get a background check, that doesn't show up.
Because of HIPAA?
It only shows up if a court orders you to go to a mental hospital. So if you do something fucked up and a judge is like, you need to go to a mental hospital.
That's because it's on public record.
That's public record. So that shows up on a mental thing. You could like have abused the fuck out of your family. You could be a danger to yourself, a danger to society, been institutionalized 20 times. Obviously, like, I have mental health issues. My family has, like, I've had multiple people that have been institutionalized.
Yeah, I mean, you make Five Nights at Freddy porn. I mean, we know.
You know how it is.
We know.
But I don't make porn.
Right. Scratch it off the record.
Yet. So you don't need to scratch it. But my point is just like, I don't think that we need to vilify mental health people, but I am like mentally ill people. Mm-hmm. But if we are going to talk about it as a mental health problem, like if you have attempted suicide multiple times and been institutionalized, that will not show up on your record because you have the right to medical privacy. And so it's like, I'm sorry if this is a hot take, but like I have family members who have tried to kill themselves who have then gone and been able to buy guns. They shouldn't be able to. Or if they want to, they should go to a medical professional and be psych evaled and cleared. Enough time has passed, whatever. Because like I care about these people. I don't think that they should just be able to go to a gun store and buy a gun in 10 minutes when they have a history of self-harm.
Right.
Like, that's just my opinion.
Sure.
And like people don't talk about that. People are like, oh, it's a mental health thing. It's not a gun control thing. If it's gonna be, make it one. Mm-hmm. Because it will only show up on your record if you've been court ordered to go to a mental hospital.
Know that. That's very interesting.
So that's why I'm like, I'm not like, well, I'm pro gun control. I'm pro anything. Because right now it's like, what are we stopping? Like they have to be a legal citizen. Okay. They can't have a felony. Most people that commit violent crimes don't have a record beforehand.
Right.
So it's just, I don't know.
They're starting off strong.
Yeah, you know how it is. Batting for 100 right at the start. But I don't know.
100 kiddings.
Yeah, that's not what I meant. Oof.
Oh,
Oof.
no.
I don't know. I'm just very... Take a test. Get a license.
Okay.
I think it makes sense.
This is a Republican podcast now.
No. No.
That's good stuff.
Yeah, you know how
That's
it is.
interesting. I didn't know that.
But that's what I'm saying. I feel like a lot of people don't know that. And it's not like your fault. How would you know that? But it's just confusing to me because I'm like, I don't think it hurts anything to be like, okay, yeah, you can buy a gun. Take a safety course. Take a 30-minute safety course. It doesn't even have to, I don't need you to take like a multi-day or like when you turn 18 to get your license, you have to take like a 6-hour class to like make up for all of the whatever. Like, I don't think it needs to be crazy, but you should have to take a safety class.
I got you.
Like you can buy a gun and not know how to use it. They'll just give it to you.
You go to Walmart right now?
Yes.
Amen, brother.
I don't know if our Walmarts still have guns.
That's a good question.
Ours. I know a lot of them do. I just don't know if ours
I can
do.
go to Academy.
Literally. You can go to the gun store
Amen,
that's
brother.
right by your house. I don't know.
Good stuff.
You know how it is. I think that my mom has a gun because she's an attorney and people are crazy. And I'm very pro her ability to have one. But I'm also like, you should know how to use it. She does. She took classes. But like, I don't know.
I feel you. Damn, we got on top of... Why did we start talking about guns? Oh, yeah, because that's a joke. Yeah.
You with your comedy special.
I take the hit with that.
Your Republican
It's a
gun control.
I'll tell you after.
Okay.
You can help me with it because I still need a punchline.
You don't have a punchline? That's the whole thing.
See what I mean.
Okay.
You'll see what I mean. When are you coming on to Men Are From Mars?
Oh, when do you do Men Are From Mars?
When I get people who want to do Men Are From Mars.
I'll do it whenever.
I have a friend.
We hang up this podcast and we just keep rolling. We just do Men Are From Mars. That was a joke.
Does it have to be?
I have to edit, but
It's fine. It's fine. We'll find some time. I'm starting to like have to book into February.
ooh, when he's busy. He's booked out.
Nah.
Material girl.
No. Yeah, I'm gonna start out the year strong, and then like July hits, and it's like, oh, that podcasting. Nah.
I don't do that. I lift now. I'm a professional deadlifter.
I was trying to make
get back in the gym.
Okay. Help me out with this. I was gonna make a joke. You know those starter pack memes?
Oh yeah.
I was gonna make a guys breakup starter pack meme. It was gonna be Jordan Peterson, a book called No More Mr. Nice Guy, the gym undercut as a haircut.
I have an undercut.
And something. Yeah.
That just means you're gay.
It just means you're on women.
For women, it's the undercut, and then any piercing on this, any cartilage piercing, that's a homosexual. At least bisexual. I'll say it. She kisses girls.
Don't all girls do that?
Yes.
That's like a
yes.
Like, can I go on? Can I just?
But I don't care.
It's 2022. Can I just say that?
Girls like girls. But I mean, I say that all the time. I'm like, yeah, I have eyes. Oh, you like women? I can see. Thank you so much. Yes, I do like women. Even if it's just aesthetically, duh. Like, huh?
I'm glad you agree with me on this.
I remember in college, my freshman year of college, I was talking about some actor and with this stupid 18-year-old boy in my class, and I was like, because he's handsome, you know what I mean? He was like, well, I wouldn't know. And I was like, what do you mean you wouldn't know? He's like, well, I'm not gay.
Oh, if like a guy was attractive.
Yeah, he was like, well, I wouldn't know. I was like, what do you mean you wouldn't know? He was like, well, I'm not gay. I was like, you have eyes. Like, I'm not asking you if you'd let this dude rail you. I'm asking if you think this guy is handsome.
That was a follow-up.
Like, not really. I don't want to imagine this fucking turtleneck with a chain wearing motherfucker. I don't care. I was just like, what do you mean you don't know? You have eyes.
Use your eyes.
Like, just look. I just was.
That's amazing.
It's just like, I'm not calling you gay, bro. I'm asking you to.
It's the hot tub vine, the legendary hot tub.
Two bros. That's Anthony Padilla. Did you know that?
Really?
Saying it, it's his vine.
Wow.
Some YouTube
We
history.
just learned so much. Morgan's just like an encyclopedia.
I have an approximate knowledge of many things.
Knowledge? No, I'm kidding.
A Freddy knowledge?
Dragon Ball Z knowledge. Dragon Ball.
Dragon Ball knowledge now. Freddy knowledge as of last night.
So I think it's about time we wrap it up.
Wow,
but I wanted to give you any last closing thoughts, anything you want to give to the people.
She's fixing the camera again. Okay, there we go. Any last closing thoughts?
Any last closing thoughts? Anything you want to give the people? Saying, phrase, food for thought, anything. This is your time to shine.
Wow, look at that. I think, to me, the best way to decide whether or not you're doing the right thing, you're heading in the right direction in life, is to pick what you want for yourself. And as long as you're heading in the directions to make those things possible, then you're doing good and you should be happy. And those can be different for everybody. If you're like, I don't have a career plan, I just want to have a job and make a lot of money, and I'm doing that, so I'm not stressed. I'm not like, oh, I have to go to college, I have to do whatever. Just chill. Like, if you can be like, I want to be a housewife and I want to do whatever, and you feel like you're heading in that direction, fuck yeah, vibe. If you're like, I want to have a business and make a lot of homemade materials and do whatever and live comfortably, vibe. If you want to live in a van, do your thing. Just decide what you think will make you happy and spend your life focusing on how to achieve the things that will make you happy and nothing else, because you will be happier. Powerful things.
That's good.
You like to see it.
I love it. Love it.
Also, just have hobbies. Like, just knit.
Go outside. Touch some fucking
Touch
grass.
some fucking grass. Just vibe. You don't got to make money on everything. Just
Don't open up that Etsy store unless you want to.
Open up the Etsy store. Sell like 2 things a month. Like,
Try it out.
Try it out. And then if you maybe you love the sales grind, and then you're like, oh, I love being a marketing goddess, then do it.
Yeah.
Like, but maybe you just want to knit, and that's okay.
That's okay. Maybe be the butt if you want to be the butt.
Be the butt or edit the butt. The choice is yours. Just vibe. Whatever makes you happiest, go for it.
Morgan.
Yay. Thank you.
Sumatra.
Thank you so much.
That's it.
Thank you for
Closing
having me
this
on the
out.
show.
We're done.
Wow.
We're done. Cut it off. Cut it off.